show. Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr.
The Far Side. You ready for the Far Side?
I'm in the Far Side.
You're in the Far
Let's
Side.
Go.
Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. So let's get to the fun, shall we? The Travis and DeMarco Show right now.
Yeah! All right, I will remind you to tell me that. Greg Bergman is here. DeMarco is at Media Day. Everyone else is at Islands later today. People are on vacation, so we're going to have like a smorgasbord of things on the Trav and DeMarco Show.
A mishmash.
F it Wednesday.
F it Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
So I'll come in and out every once in a while.
You come in and out.
You're going to have some guests. You're going to have...
We're teammates, Greg.
Yes, we are. This is the first time I think we've been teammates.
Perhaps.
You're usually on the other team because you make fun of me at first base.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, no, for sure. So we got some guests that are going to come on today. We're going to talk a little Rams with Sarah Barshop. We're going to talk a little Dodger baseball with Doug McCain from Dodgers Nation. Momo is going to come on a little bit later on, some NBA Finals. And everybody else here gets to... We're going to share it all today, Greg.
Yes, absolutely. I just had Doug McCain on the Blue Review.
D-Mac,
actually,
you know he does
D-Mac,
a really good job on, and he does fine. He's good with the Dodgers, whatever. But you know what he's really good on?
Rams.
Locked on Rams. It's really good. You should check it out.
Because
sometime.
it's with you?
Occasionally. It's more with Doug than it is with me.
Wait, how many days a week?
5 days a week, never behind a paywall, free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're a weirdo who likes to watch, there's a YouTube component as well.
I always thght it was a sicko who likes to watch.
Well,
that's the way. Oh, you like weirdo, you don't like sicko?
Andy likes sicko. Yeah, this is where we differentiate.
It's the same exact script.
Absolutely.
One word changes.
How did these teams come together? Talking about the softball game, All-Star Friday night coming up next month, about almost exactly a month from right now. In fact, I think it is a month from right now.
Exactly 1 month.
Yeah. I'm on Team Cap, which is great, but I do not like the lineups here.
Okay, so first reaction, because I was in here when the draft happened, but I just want to hear what your and Emily and Jorge, what is your first reaction you see when you actually look at the teams side by side?
That we're going to get murdered.
Jorge?
That we're going to get absolutely dump trucked in this thing.
I'm with you, and I'm happy for my team.
You should be. You're on the team.
I've never had the red jersey. The jerseys, I have the white ones.
I've only been on the red team.
I've only been on the white one.
Yeah.
Jorge, this is my first year not with Jorge. How sad.
Get a red team. But the big secret in all of this is that producer M is the mush. That she has been on the losing team every single time.
I should by far be the last pick every year, and just whoever happens to lose the coin toss or whatever it is should be it. Because I have not won. I've been on this. This is my third year. Wait, no, or fourth year?
This is our fourth year doing it.
I've been here every year we've done it.
0-3.
I'm 0-3. I think I'm the only person that's 0-3.
I'm 1-2.
2-1.
2-1.
As soon as I saw the list, I said, I'm like, well, sorry, Cappy, we're losing.
Well, so here's the thing, and you're not the reason the team is losing, but you are on the losing team.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, and Emily, I feel bad for you because look at this team that you're on. This isn't even your fault in any way possible.
So if you're listening on the radio and you're not looking at this, let me run through this. Here is the other team. This is Team Mace. So you got Mace, and then he's got Brian Cohen, who, by the way, does a pretty good Adrian Beltre impression at third base. The guy caught everything.
And a strong throw to first. He was great.
I saw him take one step onto the softball field last year, and I'm like, oh, he's good.
Yeah,
not
he's
like
an athlete.
He's not going to embarrass himself. No, that's a good softball player. He moves right. He throws right. He swings the bat right. He's probably, of all of this list, if he's not the best softball player out here, he's one of the best.
And that's why he was Mace's first overall pick.
Kirk Morrison hits home runs every time he plays.
For the most part.
Kirk Morrison, in one of his college football duty, where he calls college football for ESPN, he was covering a game at Fresno State a few years ago, and he went out to the Fresno State baseball field, which is a college. Fresno State's got a really good college baseball program. He's cranking home runs. I'm like, and not just like off. He's cranking home runs. Kirk knows what's up.
He's got some power. So in the first game, he hit 3. He's played twice.
Yes,
he hit 3 home runs in 3 at bats. The first time he played. The second time he played, I think he went 0 for 3.
Yeah, Ron got him a little bit.
Got him a couple times.
Kirk will be fine. Jorge, you're there. You were the third pick. You've
former MVP,
and you've never lost.
We lost.
We lost one. Yeah.
That's right.
But you hit the walk-off 1 year.
Walk-off, yeah. And then the home run the second game.
That was more like the Dodger-Padre game last night where you guys mercied us.
Yeah, we killed you guys
mercing.
last year.
DeAndre is the next. DeAndre's fine. Brian Kamenetsky
Is a ball player.
Yes, he's good. Okay,
He
so
played club baseball at Vanderbilt, right?
I think he did.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
DeMarco
Yeah.
Farr is their next guy. DeMarco is good.
He is an
Professional
athlete.
athlete.
Yes, and moves like one and can swing a bat and has played baseball and has played softball. DeMarco knows what's up. Sedano, is he going to be there? May or may not be
It's
there.
a may or may not, but I think
Okay.
as of right now, it's like 75% he will be there.
Okay. Funchess is their next pick.
I'm here.
Funchess will be there.
Yeah, shut up, Frenches.
Funchess will be there.
It just depends on how many drinks in he is by the time the game plays.
Look, as I can relate, but Funchess is not going to be the reason that you win or lose the game.
No.
And then producer Laura is the final pick.
And she'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
She's usually a little. Her knees are bad right now, so. It's
So
tough.
here's our team.
This is so
The
bad.
Bad News Bears.
Cap, great.
Okay, Cap, great.
Mario, great.
He was the MVP last year. First two. All right,
Mario's
you're happy.
great.
This is great.
At this point, the team starts to break down significantly.
You're a Division I baseball player.
Yes.
You have gone deep,
I have. Well, it's funny you say that, but keep talking.
and I think that you are our second best player.
That's a huge problem.
Okay, I have a counterpoint.
Does Travis go deep? Travis goes deep!
So Travis, if he doesn't go deep, he's not getting past first base because he's going to walk to first base, and then he may not even run to try to get to second base.
run.
Okay. Also, he's now a very fast walker.
So-
okay, he used to
Okay,
be.
so he was a fast
Which
walking at this
probably
point.
will affect my power more than anything. I will have less
Oh, you're
power.
fit- you're
moving forward.
thinner now. That's
I'm
right.
I'm more.
You're Mookie Betts this
I'm
year.
more Chris Taylor than I am. So I don't know. Whatever.
Max
Down,
Muncy.
by the way.
Freddie
Max
Fu- Max
Muncy.
Muncy,
Thank
there.
you. That's a much better. I guess the biggest handicap of my number one, Emily, I appreciate you advocating for me, which is a rare enough
I'm not.
occurrence. But number one, I was a Division I baseball player. I was also a pitcher, which is not the same thing as being a baseball
Sure.
player.
Did not work on your swing.
I also was doing that 35 years ago. Not 5 years ago, 35 years ago. So that's been a moment. And then this may or may not factor in. I don't really try.
No, you don't try at
Come
all.
on.
Because trying is for suckers.
No.
And it's bad for my look.
Now, when you're sitting at first base, because you always play first base because that's the least amount that you have to move. And so when
Yes.
you're at first base, how far are you going to stretch to get
How
a
long
ball?
is my left arm? That's how far.
Will you reach across your body if you have
my
to?
total, what would that be? What's the one from the middle to the radius? Yes.
Yeah.
The radius, my catch radius will be from
Is all here?
From my right toe to my left arm in a semicircle. That's
so
what
you
it
wouldn't
is.
even go across. Like you won't go to the other
No,
side.
I'll step and go.
Okay.
I,
Dig?
I
You're not
know
gonna get a-
how to do it. I'm just not going to try that hard
I
to
need
do
a
it.
split from you. I need
No
a Freddie
chance.
Freeman split.
If it's low, it's going to the backstop. If it's high, it's going over my head.
Not digging?
If it's too far to the right or to the left, I'm going to miss it.
So let's say Andy Kamenetsky's playing second base again, and there's a pop up, and it's in between the two of you.
I don't know. You know, like you ever have these moments, and hopefully it happens occasionally. For me, once in a while, but not very. Where you're really deeply proud of yourself. You know, like you're like, hey, like you go at the end of the day, you're like, I handled that exactly right. I'm really. It could be a parenting moment. It could be
Sure.
a work moment. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen very often. As that ball was popped up, I'm very proud of myself because I knew exactly what was going to unfold in the next 4 seconds. the ball.
This is last year, by the way.
Last year. It was popped kind of high. Andy was playing second. I was playing first. It was kind of almost perfectly equidistant between the two of us. And I'm like,
Nope.
I'm not going to get it.
This is why you're not the number two overall pick.
And I kind of moseyed over to first base and watched Andy have a fist fight with a pop-up that he missed, which, by the way, I would have missed
boy.
it too. I'm not judging Andy for missing
Sure,
it, but
sure.
I knew I'd made a war plan, a game plan coming in that I'm not going for anything. And the second it went up, I'm like, I'm not going for it. And I didn't. And I didn't
Jorge,
let myself down.
Can you cut that piece and send it to Cappy? Just email it to him. It doesn't matter if he plays it on the air or not. He just needs to hear what he chose with his second overall pick.
I will swing the bat on the first pitch every time. If it's in the air, I will swing at it. The only way you're not going to get me to swing at it is if it bounces.
You got to draw
in
the
front of
pitch
plate.
count up.
Nope. Now I got to get back in the dugout to the cooler.
You're like when Kike
I like your
Hernandez is on the
plan.
mound. That you no matter what, just swing at every
swinging
single
at it.
pitch. You swing
I'm
at every
swinging at
pitch.
it.
All right,
yeah.
where's the rest of the
So
roster?
Momo is third. Momo is a College World Series winning softball player.
Former
So
D1 athlete,
Momo is a
national
great
champion.
selection.
Yeah.
Greg, you're next. You're whatever.
I'm fine. I know you want to be. I'm fine. I was good the first 2 years. Last year, I was absolutely horrendous.
Emily, let me ask you a question. You've heard me say when something is described as fine, what does that mean?
Bad.
It's not very good.
Not very good. I'm fine.
You're fine.
Like I'm fine.
I agree. You're fine.
Yeah, no. I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to. I don't have power. I'm not going to hit home runs.
No.
I should
You'll
be able
catch
to
the ball if it's hit to you.
I'll catch the ball if it's hit to me.
Yes.
I will get mostly singles. I could possibly leg out a double, and I will score. And if somebody else, if whoever's behind me gets a single, I can round third and score.
I think
I'm
that
not
is a-
going to hit home runs.
Your
though. I'm not
the
powerful.
scouting report on yourself, I think, was well done.
Yeah, thank you.
That's about right. You're fine. If you were our 8th best guy, we got a pretty good team. You might be our 2nd or 3rd best guy.
And that's a problem.
That's a problem.
And when he took me at 4, I said, nah, it might have been a little high.
Andy Kamenetsky is 5. We just
little-
discussed
that's very
Andy
high.
a second ago. Love Andy. Andy's one of my favorites, but we'll see.
Brian got all the athletic ability that Andy did not get.
I don't
But
have a lot
Andy
to
got
add to
more
that.
hair.
He does. Well, they both don't have a lot of hair, and I say that as somebody that doesn't have any hair myself. So that's fine. I've never seen Marcus Grant play softball. Do we have a scouting report on Mr. Grant?
So Marcus, I've asked him in the past, and the way that Marcus put it towards me is, I will be out there.
I'm fine.
Oh,
No. He didn't say I'm fine. He didn't say I'm fine.
He said he'll show up.
I will be out there. He didn't say I'm good. He didn't say I'm bad. He said I will be there.
That's problematic.
Sounds like I'm fine.
Yeah. If hey, can you play softball? Well, I'll be there. That's the Funchess equivalent of I'm here. Right? It's not a
I'm here.
ringing endorsement.
I think that Marcus is someone better talking about sports than playing it. I think that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't think that's an
I don't
unusual
think he's
occurrence.
going to be great.
Number 7 is Kasim, who I don't know if Kasim is athletic or not. I know
He is athletic.
Okay, good.
He played basketball. He's apparently a very good basketball player.
Okay, we're not playing basketball.
I'm just saying he's an athlete. He has played. He has never played the actual game of softball before.
Has he ever put a glove on his hand?
Maybe.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
good.
bad. That's a bad sign.
Oh, good.
That's a
He
really
might have
bad
put a
sign.
glove on his hand. At one
At
point
least
in his
I
life.
have.
That's exciting.
I played baseball.
We had last year. We had a batting cage, and it was outside, and it was like in this box, right? And he went in there to swing, and the way that Carlo said it about Kasim was, the bat was swinging him.
Kasim is very thin.
Yeah.
Kasim is what is Kasim?
look at Horace.
I would
Six-
describe him
6
as
feet tall?
wayfish, but like
Kasim 6 feet tall, 6'1"?
Yeah,
Something
probably
like that?
that's 6'1".
Okay.
He's tall. He's skinny.
He's whatever's a rung below skinny. He's exceptionally thin.
Right.
What did you say? Wayfish him?
yeah.
He's very, very and I'm jealous. I have to work very hard to not be a complete mess, and he's just naturally thin, so good for him.
Yeah.
But that we don't even know if he's ever put a glove on his hand seems problematic.
Yeah, well, that's why he might have been the 7th of 10.
Okay.
So, or 7 and 9, I guess.
So Kasim,
So,
you're 8.
And I'm the automatic loser for the team.
You're the
It's
mush.
Like I'm
You're the mush.
if I'm on your team, you will lose. So do not take me.
and then Lindsay.
And then
Lindsay
Lindsay.
says
Lindsay's
she
never-
can. She played once.
Did she play?
And then she was in. I think she played. She played a little bit. I think she may
Okay.
have gotten a hit. I don't remember if she did or not. But if you put that team Cappy together, after Mario, it's over.
It's not great.
What was Cappy doing? What was Cappy doing?
How did DeMarco and Brian Kamenetsky last to the 5th and 6th pick?
Because I think DeMarco, they missed DeMarco. They lost him. Like he
just got lost in the shuffle?
How can you lose him?
No.
Who picked first?
So how it went was Cappy went first. He took Mario, and then Mace got 2 picks, and then it went 1 after that. But so on the piece of paper, DeMarco was number 2 on the list. So when you're scratching things out,
yeah.
he just got lost at the top. And I was sitting there, I'm like, Cappy, you have to take DeMarco. You have to take DeMarco. And then Ireland was like, take DeMarco, Mace. And he ended up taking him there.
Yeah,
otherwise, it could have lasted.
DeMarco in the 6th round might be Tom Brady in the 6th round.
Yeah, because Mace took Brian Kamenetsky, and so Cappy goes, "Oh, you're going to take one of my Hebrew brothers? I'm going to take the other Hebrew brother. I'm going to take
Look,
Andy."
we're not
and
getting
we're like,
ready
no,
to hold a religious ceremony. We're trying to play softball. If we're doing, a synagogue, then sure. But we're trying to play softball, and Andy and Brian are not equitable softball players. Brian is better.
So last year, your team was horrendous.
Yes.
We had an all-star team. This year, Mace's team is the all-star team, and we are horrendous. Like, I don't know how this happened so poorly that it just flipped so much.
It's the Emily effect. Even if you're just thinking about taking me, your team's going to lose.
We're the Dodgers. That's what it looks like.
No, yeah.
Well, I hope so, and I hope that that's the day you guys just decided to not try like last night. Like we just think you guys you got a bullpen day, and you just say, you know what? Before this game's even start, we quit. We're not even going to bother to show up.
We're going to bring, like, Kasim out to pitch in the with
how
a
about
helmet.
let him pitch the whole game like Matt Sauer
innings,
yesterday.
Who'll have a better game, Funchy or Kasim?
I'm going to go Kasim.
Okay.
Funchy,
Well, you
just
can't- you
because
can't-
Funchy, I don't know if Funchy will be sober.
That's
I'm here.
an unfair question. That Funchess is not a softball person. So even if Kasim
Not a
has never
sports
touched
playing
a
person.
Sports gene in that guy whatsoever.
it's not where he hangs his hat.
Whereas Kasim is actually an athlete. Like he has So it can translate a little.
It can.
It can. He's going to be
It
fast.
doesn't for DeAndre.
Like
No, DeAndre. So DeAndre was fine. He caught a couple balls. He had a single.
DeAndre
Like, he'll be fine.
swings hard, runs fast.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there.
If DeAndre gets a hold of the ball, he's going to hit a home run. He has the power to hit it out.
What's the word on the fences? Just quickly, is it still going to be
As what it always is.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
what it always is.
Yeah.
I got faith. Shock the world, Travis. Shock the world.
Look, it can happen. Maybe we're just playing possum.
That exactly.
Or maybe we are a possum that got splattered on the road, and that's how it goes.
The way that Cappy put it, you got all the big time players. We have the heart and soul guys.
Not me.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
Though.
What's the opposite of that? I'm Manny Machado.
I'm sorry. Who is the heart and who's the
not
soul?
Johnny
I don't understand.
I am the Manny Machado of 710 softball.
Johnny Hutton, you're not Johnny
Can
Hutton.
we get Travis
Johnny
number
Hustler.
13, please?
Yeah, right? There you go. That's it. I am the Manny
boy.
Machado of this team. All right, let's talk a little bit about that Dodger game last night. It wasn't, I don't even call it let's talk about the thing that took place at Petco Park last night because it was an absolute debacle. That's coming up in a bit. So what's coming up today on 710? Thanks to Michelob Ultra, it's NBA Finals coverage continuing tonight on 710. Tip-off is in Indy at 5:30. You can hear it on your afternoon drive on 710 or on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Please, it's happening again today. I'm slurring my words. Please enjoy responsibly. What a disaster at Petco last night. That's next.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason in Ireland and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, crowd rocking for Rotolo Chevrolet's top hitter, Mike Capozio. He's facing off with the Bulldog, and these two have quite the history. Here's the pitch. Oh, he got all of it! That ball is out of here like a red Corvette, and it's going, and going, and going! Yes!
Dad, are you having that dream again?
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Ready for a delicious escape? The new Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com.
Hey, it's Travis. Every legend has a story, and those stories are kept at Legends Attic in Claremont. Legends Attic is the premier sports memorabilia gallery and store that offers a unique blend of rare and iconic collectibles. It's a community for sports fans and collectors, so go check it out for yourself. Legends Attic, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in the city of Claremont. Visit legendsattic.com and be sure to follow Legends Attic on all social media platforms so you can stay connected to know about their upcoming signings and special events with Hall of Famers and pro players.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Mark your calendars, SoCal. The High Desert Beer and Wine Festival returns to the Palmdale Amphitheater on Saturday, June 21st from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sample craft brews from regional breweries, sip fine wines, and enjoy tasty food trucks while rocking out to live performances from Eve 6, DJ A1, and some of the best cover bands around. It's the tastiest party of the summer. Tickets available at highdesertbeerandwinefest.com. General admission and VIP options available. That's highdesertbeerandwinefest.com.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
All right, so DeMarco is at Rams Media Day this morning.
Going to talk to Devonte Adams.
Devonte Adams. We're going to talk about Devonte Adams. We'll talk about Devonte with Sarah Barshop coming up here in just a little bit. We'll talk about it throughout the show. But because DeMarco's not here, that means no Far Side today, which means we're going to kind of throw it back. You can call it an Ask Travis, Ask M, Ask Jorge, an AMA, whatever you want it to be. Send them on in to me on Twitter, at Travis Rogers, to M, at Emily Hebel, at JabCamLA for Jorge. Send them to any of us, all of us, and we'll do as much of that as we can coming up in about 20 minutes or so.
Go.
All right.
Yeah, for Devonte Adams, sorry, I know we're going to get to Dodger stuff, but my comparison to Devonte Adams right now is Randy Moss. He was with
from your lips, Greg, to God's ears. That would be amazing.
You go from a team with a great quarterback, then you go to the Raiders. You're terrible with the Raiders. You kind of move around. I know he went back and played with Aaron Rodgers a little bit. Mm-hmm. That was just something that was odd.
That vibes in that place are brutal.
He was also terrible with the Raiders because Garoppolo was throwing him hospital passes.
Well, Garoppolo was terrible. But he was supposed to play with Derek Carr. Derek Carr got injured. Derek Carr got moved. And then he went over and he played Randy Moss. Then went over to play with Tom Brady. Uh-huh. And Tom Brady all of a sudden makes him into a 2,000-yard receiver. Devonte Adams seems like that kind of thing. He's going to be with a really good quarterback in Matthew Stafford that can, who can throw a deep ball, because the Raiders have not had somebody that could throw a deep ball in quite some time. It's something that he could actually change completely.
I'll boil it down to this, that the Rams have had a lot of good wide receivers in the Sean McVay era. They've had a lot of good ones. They haven't had one of these.
Right.
They haven't had a guy like Devonte Adams. They've had Cooper Kupp is an all-pro. Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown. Puka Nacua is obviously a very talented guy. Robert Woods was a really good receiver. Brandon Cooks was a good receiver. Sammy Watkins has come through. Odell Beckham Jr. was here for half a minute. They've never had one of these. This is a totally different type of athlete. This is a totally different type of wide receiver, and it's going to bring a level of explosiveness, of quick strike capabilities that the Rams, as good as they are offensively under Sean McVay for a really long time, plotting is the wrong, methodical in how they move the ball down the field. It's here we go. The drives aren't a play or two. They're a little bit longer than that. This brings an element of quick strike that they have not had in the entire Sean McVay era. They just haven't had it.
You have somebody that can get a deep pass, that can get downfield, and if anything's around him, he will catch it. If he's
he's terrific.
As long as he's healthy, he is going to be. The worst thing that could possibly happen is if Stafford is not healthy.
No,
then it goes.
Stafford's not healthy, it doesn't work. If Devonte Adams is past his expiration date, which I do not think he is
at all.
I don't either, but until we see it, we're not going to know for sure.
Sure.
It's going to be fantastic. He's going to be a terrific player for the Rams.
He's going to be completely dynamic, and like to what you said, that you have not seen on the Rams.
It's like a different. Like you've had trucks, you've had SUVs, you've had sedans, but you haven't had a Ferrari in the garage,
right.
And now you do.
Yep.
And that's what this guy is.
Is he still that though? He's 32.
We're going to find out. And I think he is. And so he doesn't have to be that for another 5 seasons. He needs to be it for one more season, and he's invested. He's happy. He talked about all the bad vibes in other places and how good the vibes are here. I think that we've seen what he looks like when he has an elite-level quarterback performing at an elite level. I think there's a lot more indicators that he'll be good. And Devonte Adams, then it's like, hey, what's that guy's deal? I think it's always possible, but I don't think it's likely.
Do you know how old Randy Moss was? I don't know the answer. How old Randy Moss was when he went over to the Patriots? Because
I would guess it's close
around
to that.
Yeah, close to that. Because it just seems very parallel to me, just the whole situation.
Hope so.
And a guy getting with a quarterback again that is a top tier quarterback, they thrive. And he seems
was
to be
30
very
years
happy.
old when he went to New England.
So it's close.
Yeah.
So it's close. Yeah.
I am hesitant until week 1.
Skeptical.
Because I think that the age is a huge factor. His last 2 years, Aaron Rodgers is still a good quarterback, I think. And so, I mean,
Are you talking yourself into that now?
I would hope that he's still a good quarterback.
Pittsburgh, that's the whole reason that
he can still throw a deep ball. And Devonte Adams did not have a great year last year. And with the Raiders, he had some sparks, but wasn't very great. We're looking back at Packers Devonte Adams.
I hear you, but last year I do not think has anything to do with Devontae's ability. I think it had everything to do with everything around him. The Jets were lousy. Aaron Rodgers was not very good. Just because they didn't have to defend the Jets the way they're going to have to defend the Rams, the way you have to defend Matthew Stafford, and the way you have to defend Puka Nacua. We'll see what the new tight end looks like if he's a factor of this. We know that Kyron Williams, when he's healthy, is really effective. That's just a much better team with a much better coach, with a much better idea on how to use him and how to set him up. There's way more things, in my opinion, that kind of lead you to believe he's going to be wildly impactful than, yeah, man, that's just not the Devonte Adams we remember. I don't think that's likely.
I also think that I want to know from Sarah and see if she, when she's reporting on this, knows the biggest thing it seems like for the past couple of years with Matthew Stafford is that the relationship off the field with his wide receiver. Whoever is like getting breakfast with him in the morning, working out with him in the afternoon, whoever is like deeply connected to Matthew is going to be the person that pops off each year. So hopefully this is a kingmaker year for Devonte Adams, that it is a Randy Moss year, but we've also seen years that haven't really worked out. So I'm skeptical.
It's understandable, but being skeptical. But the years that he's with, you have to look at the teams that he was on, and the Raiders were a mess and have been a mess for a very long time. As a Raider fan, it's hard for me to watch.
Look at the 2 teams.
Yeah,
the Raiders and the Jets. They're the 2, other than maybe Cleveland. They're the 2 most dysfunctional teams in the whole league.
Yes. And what is going on with your cup?
Why? Well, I took a sip of my coffee, and as I was doing it, I noticed a bunch of black stuff at the bottom of my cup, which gives me pause.
I think it's espresso.
Yeah. What kind of coffee is it?
It was just an iced coffee, and now it's got
that's not espresso,
sludge at the
espresso
bottom, and now I'm concerned that I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing.
Talk to Sarah Barshop about that. See
We'll
if
do
she's
that.
ever had
She's
that.
going to join us next. Sign up for your chance to play by the way, this may be more competitive. The ESPN LA's second annual listener game presented by the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Today, you can sign up today at Islands in West Covina during our LA versus San Diego watch party. Team Trav, Team DeMarco, but spots are limited. Registration opens at on-site Islands only today. Online registration opens tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you are injured, don't sit on the sidelines. Call the law office of Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000. ESPN Sarah Barshop joins us next. Talk a little bit about Devonte Adams and the Rams. It's coming up. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Check this out. Lease a new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Sport CVT for just $279 a month plus tax for 36 months. One at this payment. VIN S3723202. MSRP $32,189. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. On approved Tier 1 credit through Subaru Motors Finance. No security deposit. 10,000 miles a year. Model code SRD-21.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake. Because you know why? They may later use your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Ignite your afternoons at Waba Grill's $5 happy hour with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium one beverage drink. Like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Only at Waba Grill.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? Just 9 miles from downtown LA and near the 710 freeway, it's completely reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and upgraded amenities. We're also home to California's largest card room jackpot ever, $3.7 million. New players score $30 in match play when they say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino, come see what everyone's talking about.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GGR 001291. GAR 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
All right, DeMarco is out at Rams Media Day. He actually might check in with us coming up in about 10 minutes or so, so we may get a little bonus Far Side coming up in just a little bit, but we'll keep it with the Rams here for a second. We'll check in with Sarah Barshop, who covers the Rams for ESPN. Sarah, good to talk to you again. How you been?
I've been good. How have you been?
We are fantastic. So, we were just talking about Devonte Adams last segment and what he brings to the team, where he is at his point in his career. He's been in the league a little bit. What are your expectations for him? What do you think is this going to be prime Devonte Adams that we saw in Green Bay or something more similar to what we saw in Vegas and New York?
I don't know that it'll be prime Devonte Adams, but I also think the beauty of it for the Rams is that it probably doesn't need to be because you have Puka Nacua. So that's why I'm excited to watch this offense this year, just because I'm curious how Sean McVay will use the two of them and how Puka will benefit, not only from, he's talked about what he's learned from Adams, but I think just how the two will allow each other to play on the field. So I don't know that he'll be putting up the numbers he did in Green Bay, but I don't think, again, that needs to be the case.
Have they had a guy like this? I mean, I know they've had a lot of really good wide receivers, Cooper Kupp, Puka, you mentioned, going back to the Robert Woods times, Brandon Cooks. So we've seen a lot of good receivers come through here, but they have had stylistically and explosiveness-wise, have they had a Devonte Adams-like player?
Certainly not while I've been covering them. And so I think, they've gotten a lot of criticism since I've been covering them the last couple of years, just of some of the receivers they brought in, Allen Robinson and Marcus, just how it hasn't worked out the way they thought. However, I don't think anyone has come in with Devonte Adams' pedigree, what he's done in the past. I think the 1-2 punch of Puka and Adams, whichever way it ends up being, maybe receivers 1A and B. And so there's a lot of excitement in that building, and you can kind of tell just from talking to some of the other receivers how cool they think it is to have Adams in that wide receivers room.
So you mentioned kind of the vibes around the building, and that was one of the things that Devonte Adams was talking about, just that whatever it was in Vegas and certainly whatever it was in New York is not what it is here in L.A., that it's more of a collegiate atmosphere. Does that matter, or what matters is Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford?
Yeah, I think part of it that allows that atmosphere is because of Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, because they've won football games, because they won a Super Bowl. I think it allows that atmosphere. And I also think that when you know what you're doing has worked, when you've succeeded in that, there's not as much stress or pressure in the building. And I think that's probably what Adams felt coming to a team that won a Super Bowl in recent history, as opposed to going to New York and maybe feeling a lot of pressure there, going to Vegas. So I think it matters. I don't know. I mean, it was interesting to hear him talk about it. Feels like the best version of playing like Pop Warner, feeling like a kid again. Now, again, this is the off season. He wasn't in New York during the off season. He was traded during the season. So I'll be curious to ask him a couple months in if it still feels that way. And my guess is that will have a lot to do with, or that answer will have a lot to do with whether they're winning or losing.
Sir, who gets credit for that? Is it Sean McVay? Is it Les Snead? Is it everybody? Just the culture of the Rams? Because DeMarco and I have talked a lot about this. There just seems to be so much less drama, for lack of a better word, like less stuff that swirls around the Rams than it does a lot of other teams in the league.
I think it starts with Sean. I think he sets that kind of the culture there and that mindset. But I also think you probably give a lot of credit to Les Snead drafting these guys. I mean, you look at this young defense they have, the last two draft class in general, just that's the personality there. It was interesting to me. I didn't think Kyron Williams was going to hold out, but on another team, a player of Kyron Williams' caliber waiting for a deal might have held out or held in, and that's not the case here. And so I was talking to a couple other reporters about last year. Obviously, there was the stuff with Stafford, and he didn't hold out, but that new contract, it got done earlier this year, and you can kind of feel in the building just from talking to people that they think it's kind of nice that something like that is not hanging over their heads. And I think that contributes to that culture as well.
You know, you mentioned the young defense, and we're talking with Sarah Barshop. She covers the Rams for ESPN.com. Jared Verse was phenomenal in his first year. How much better could he be in year two?
Yes, I thought it was interesting. The clip from he was on the Adam Schefter podcast, and the clip obviously that got passed around was him challenging Aaron Donald to
Sure.
work out, or saying, the old man would work out. But to me, actually, the most interesting clip was him saying he felt like he left so much on the field. You look at his pressure rate; it was so good last year. It's why he won the Defensive Rookie of the Year. So I think, if anything, he's maybe harmed by there being so many other talented players or even trying to get to the quarterback. But I think he'll be better. I think, no doubt, another year in this system will make a difference for a rookie. I mean, I think that group is going to be so good, and they're going to have to be if this team is going to win games. So I think he will be better, but it's interesting to hear him talk about how he felt like he left a lot on the field.
Sir, do you think by the time we get to week one against Houston that what the Rams have on their roster right now is essentially what they're going to have in week one, or will there be a name that make us go, oh, wow, that guy's here, whether it's Jalen Ramsey or somebody else that is a notable addition by the time we get to week one?
You know what? If I've learned anything from covering Les Snead, is that it's probably the latter.
Yeah.
And it may not be Jalen Ramsey, and it may be a name that at the time it doesn't make you say, wow. But you look back on the season, like Kevin Dotson is the example I think of. They traded for him during training camp. Even DeMarcus Robinson, I think they signed him in June that first year. Keller Witherspoon, all those guys, I don't know, at the time it was like, wow, they've added this piece. And then you look back at how the season went, and I don't know that they make the playoffs without Dotson. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it'll be Ramsey. I think if Sean describes it as there being lots of layers, I think if it works out, they'd be happy about that, but I also don't think they're pushing for it. And maybe that's just a leverage play with the Dolphins for the Rams to get the considerations they want. But, yeah, I think they will make a change, and at the end of the season, you might look back and say, oh, that made a big impact.
So kind of the same question, but with a little bit of a different twist. They acquired a second first-round draft pick with Atlanta during the draft, where they traded out of the first round, got Atlanta's pick coming up for next year. Assuming health, assuming competitiveness and all of those sorts of things, which are obviously huge variables, but do they have that pick by the time we get to the draft, or do they spend that pick to go get something they want prior to the trade deadline?
I could see them spending that pick. I mean, I think a lot of people are assuming, and maybe rightfully so, that they take Atlanta's pick and their pick and trade up to get the quarterback they want. And that might be what they do. But when I've heard Les talk about 2021, that Super Bowl run, and how important it was to Devon and those pieces, he sounds like a guy who they want to win another Super Bowl, and they know that they don't know how long Matthew Stafford's going to be on their roster. So I absolutely could see them using it. I don't know that it'll be a first round. I mean, maybe they're trading a later pick, but I definitely think they won't be scared at the deadline to give up whatever draft capital they need if they feel like it's going to push them over the finish line for another Super Bowl run.
That's Sarah Barshop. She covers the Rams for ESPN. Sarah, always good to catch up with you. Thanks a bunch.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
You got it. Yeah, that pick feels like it's like an ATM card to go buy something that you want, lay it down the road. Like, hey, whatever the 2025 equivalent of Von Miller might be, who knows what position might be at need, who knows what star might be available, but hey, we're close, but we can get a little closer if we go get that, and that's why they have that pick. Or double up, get the quarterback. That works too. New quarterbacks are always fun. New quarterbacks are always exciting, but I'm also firmly in the camp of until Matthew Stafford is in, an old folks home, he's coming back, and I want him to stay as long as possible. DeMarco is out at the facility. It is Rams Media Day. He'll check in with us next. A little remote far side coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands 139 Barranca Avenue right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Next Gen, the official air conditioning, heating, plumbing, and electrical team of SoCal sports fans. You know Next Gen for their incredible air conditioning and heating services. But did you know they do plumbing too? Are you noticing leaks around your home? Clogged drains? Next Gen can help with plumbing problems, large and small. And for a limited time, Next Gen's offering everyone a drain cleaning for just $88. Their expert technicians will work to clear even the toughest clogs. Plus, they can check your pipes for any other signs of damage. From slab leak repairs to clogged drains to water filtration and everything in between, trust NextGen for expert plumbing services and high-quality work. We're talking financing options, 5-star service, and availability 7 days a week. So don't wait. Call 833-3NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN to schedule your $88 drain cleaning today. CSLB number 1011173. NextGen, here for you now and for years to come.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGen.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing a schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into the land of shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've crossed over into the far side.
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
It is the middle ground between light and shadow.
Do you know what helped?
4 or 5 hour ride.
I jumped in the ocean. It helped.
Between science and superstition.
I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel fast. I want to feel naked out there.
And it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. The far side.
All right, a little different far side today. DeMarco is out at Rams Media Day. And DeMarco, before we talk about what's going on out there, I looked at the softball draft that took place yesterday. You were disrespected in the draft yet again. You lasted until the 6th round. You're a much better pick than that.
6th round. Well, they know I can't hit. That's the thing. I'm good in the field. I'm basically like Ken for the Dodgers. I'm good in the field, but I suck at the plate right now. I can't hit left-handed pitching. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm good.
Can you not hit? I don't remember you not being able to hit.
I don't turn very well because of the knees. So, like when Mario and everyone else hit them out of the park and I can barely make it out of the infield, yeah, I'm not a good hitter right now. But me and Beto are going to work on that.
You are on the right team. Look, I'm going to...
But I see you the first day you're allowed to go back to wearing anything but collared shirts. And look, you went right to it. Look at you, right back at it.
It's on my list of things I wanted to bring up with you, that I finally was able to put my uniform back on, and I got a free dozen golf balls out of the deal.
Which one feels better, this or the collared shirt?
This.
You even sitting different. Look at your body posture's different. This is funny. I get to see you through this. This is a whole different angle. I like this.
No, this
We're
is
talking about the size of your head from here. Good Lord, Travis.
I'm well aware. Look, if you think you're the first person to talk about the size of my head, I got very bad news for you. My wife...
I've never seen you from this angle. This is awesome. So it was actually Parker and Anthony that pointed it out. I just got to...
so we're doing... By the way, Anthony's got a bucket on him, too, so he should be a little careful about throwing that rock around. That dude's got some...
You have a bucket on you, too.
Yeah.
Be careful about throwing stuff around.
Parker...
we got a player coming in. I'm going to have to jump out. Here comes Steve out here. Look. There's Steve right there. That's what's happening right now. He's just walking in. Can you see? Say hi. There you go. That's ESPN LA. Travis, I'll call you back, all right?
All right. Go ahead and call me back. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Yeah. See, this is good. I knew where I fell on the priority list before, but this is just confirmation of what we could have put Steve Avila on too. He's like one of my favorite Rams guests of all time.
You know what? I would take Steve Avila over you too. So. Avila?
Yes, Avila.
I thought it was
No,
okay.
it's Avila.
I've heard it.
Avila.
I've heard
Damn.
it 18 different times.
Well, I got it right at Rams Revealed because he complimented me on getting it right.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and find my notes.
Steve-O A.
Steve A.
Steve A.
Steve A.
For the Rams.
Yeah.
I would take him over you any day. So we did ask people to ask us questions.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second, though. I'm stuck on something. Anthony does not get to call me a big-headed person. Parker can do it because he's got a little peanut head, so that's
Parker's
fine.
got a big head. He got a lot of hair.
No, but Anthony and I have a similar affliction of heads that you notice somebody like, oh, yeah, that guy's got a big head. And
Maybe he doesn't know that about himself.
Well, he does now.
He threw the rock first, right?
Yeah, I mean, so DeMar. That the first thing they decide to do when they're not in here is look through the YouTube chat or YouTube channel and decide, Trav's head's pretty big.
Is
That's
Graham
messed
like
up.
zooming in on your head?
Yeah,
Come
Graham,
on, Graham.
don't do me dirty like that. That's not cool.
Just because you brought it up, I just noticed you have your uniform back on again.
Yes.
Because the bet's over.
Yeah.
Do you not understand how excited I was to go back to this today? Like last night, because I'm an old lady, I lay out all my clothes before I go to bed, and I put my T-shirt out. I put my little thin hoodie out there. I'm like, this is fantastic. First of all, it's 40 degrees in this room.
Yeah.
So I need a sweatshirt more days than not, but it's wonderful to
I
be
picture
back.
you like Napoleon Dynamite last night. Yes.
Pretty much.
Speaking of which, anniversary of that movie. We can talk about that later. But we got some ask questions.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask this one from Latino Danny DeVito. Shout out to Latino Danny DeVito. What's your favorite non-American restaurant in SoCal? So like not a burger joint, not a pizza joint necessarily, but a non-American one.
Okay, so this is not like classically American cuisine. I don't think I would call it a restaurant either, but one of my favorite spots we've ever gone to, I don't think you went, Jorge, you definitely went, was...
I never go anywhere with anybody.
Well, that's true, too. So, Carnitas El Momo over in Boyle Heights. And it's like a taco stand on the corner of a street.
And you found it on Netflix.
I found they did a story on Netflix about it, and I'm like, oh, that's right around the corner from where we work, and it was better than it looked on TV. Sometimes you'll see, and they're like, yeah, okay, you go, it's not too bad, but I'd put that as as far as a one-off spot just to go, can't beat it. What about you, Jorge?
There's another place. There's 3 places actually downtown, the Central Market.
Oh,
there's a Carnitas place right there, too.
Right on the other side of the market.
There, right next to the donuts. There's like donuts there, and then there's McConnell's ice cream right behind that. So if you want to have a little bit of everything there, that's a Carnitas spot there. We go to Guisados. We found Guisados. Well, you told me about Guisados, so we went.
Yeah.
And then there's another place in, I think it's HP, Hanina Park, La Casita Mexicana.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, man, the place is delicious.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys are looking for something...
Tijuanazo, too.
Tijuanazo's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you?
And so mine, I'm going to go away from the Hispanic spots, and I'm going to go with a place that I used to live, like, literally around the corner from. I could walk to, and I would go there for one cheap eats, but if I wanted to elevate it, I could elevate it if I want to. It's called Joy. It's in Highland Park. It's a Taiwanese restaurant. They have these amazing... I'm probably going to pronounce it like Dan noodles, Dan noodles, whatever they are. Fantastic. They have really good dumplings. So would go there all the time. The Dan noodles were like $10. And so when I was trying to be like on a budget, I would get the Dan noodles, be set for life. So great.
This is a stupid question. What is the thing that you'll spend on lunch before you feel like you're spending too much on lunch? What's the number? Because I have a very specific number where I'm like... Okay,
just the food or...
Just that you're getting something to eat in the middle of the day, and it's a number that feels like this is too much to do this for.
25.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking 20, 25. I'm pushing at 25.
Mine's like 15. If it goes over 15, it feels like, I don't know, I could get... And that's where fast food comes in. Like, I can get out of here for a lot less than this.
Speaking of which, I think I found my In-N-Out order. I mean, I've been like... Okay, people know I maybe am not the biggest In-N-Out fan. I'm not a hater. I'm just like, it's more the wait that I have to get In-N-Out. It's not always worth it for me.
Got it.
So yesterday I was grocery shopping, and then I look over, and the In-N-Out line that is usually wrapped around the corner is not there. And I was like, this is my chance. I can go to In-N-Out.
A short In-N-Out line is almost unprecedented.
It's honestly, it would be wrong of me not to get In-N-Out afterwards. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to In-N-Out, get here. So I decided to try something a little different. And I know that it's pretty similar to your order, but I don't know if you get one of the same things.
Go ahead.
I got a double. Double animal style with extra pickles and chopped chilies.
Yeah.
So the extra pickles, I think, is the only thing that I would get that you don't get.
But animal style has pickles to begin with.
But I wanted extra pickles.
You're like Michael Scott in the restaurant. I'll bring you a bowl of pickles.
Yeah, I need as many pickles as possible. And then I got a lemon up.
Okay.
And it was so good.
Yeah,
I think the chopped chilies is what did it to over the top for me of like, it adds just a little spice, not too much. It's not jalapenos.
Nope.
It's more like they're like banana peppers, right?
Yep.
And it was fantastic. And so if I ever have a short In-N-Out line again, I'll be getting that.
They're more tangy than hot.
Right.
That's the kind of the.
Should I put it out there? There's an In-N-Out that has almost no line all the time.
Where?
It's if you're in the Diamond Bar area, Walnut area, kind of the 57 and the 60 where
Which
they
I'm
kind of
not,
meet.
but-
Right by Mount Sac, kind of?
No. More on the Brea Canyon Road cutoff or
Okay.
whatever. Right
Yeah.
there. There's a gas station. There's a McDonald's. There's there's a shopping center around there. There's a drive-through In-N-Out there. And it's hardly ever there's no line most of the time there.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
One more here. Let's try this one. This is from Gus. And Gus writes, thinking about the 9, 9, and 9 challenge. Why not do it when you're playing Pachanga? 9 dogs, 9 beers, 9 holes. Just about the same thing, same time frame as a baseball game. You know Pachanga has everything you need. First of all, 9 holes is not the same time frame as 9 innings.
Exactly.
9 holes, even if you're going kind of slow, is like 2 hours and 5 minutes or whatever it may be. A baseball game would have to rip by to be 2 hours. A baseball game is closer to 2:30, 2:35, something in there. So you get an extra half hour to do it. I'm not quite sure, Gus, if adding another element to this would make it harder or easier. Doing something physical.
Like going on a walk.
Playing golf is not running a marathon, but you're in and out of the cart, you're swinging a golf club, you're walking a little bit. Does that make it easier or harder to consume that many calories in food and alcohol? Because just sitting there watching a baseball game, you're not really doing anything. You're just sitting there eating and drinking, but that might make it worse. What do you think? Harder or easier?
I think it would be harder.
To do the activity.
I think you have a more risk of injury somehow. But yeah, I think you might get calorie deficient or like burn calories, so therefore like you get more drunk more fast.
But I don't know about if I've been drinking and eating and then I got to go move, I feel awful. If I'm eating and drinking, I don't want to sit in front of the TV or something and do nothing. I don't need to move.
I think I'd rather move and eat. And then do you're not swinging like every how many swings are you taking 9 holes? Like
40 plus.
Right. So it's like 4 swings per hole, I guess, or 3 depending on the par. I guess
it's the walking. And even if you're riding in a cart, it's just you're not just sitting there on your tuchus watching baseball go by.
Yeah, but I did it with 3. I felt like crap after eating 3 hot dogs and 2 beers.
I don't doubt that DeMarco can do it. He's talked about being able to do it. I think he will succeed in doing it. I don't think he's going to realize how lousy he feels once he does do it. Mm-hmm. I think he'll clear the bar, but I think it'll be that was way harder than I thought it would be. No one else in this building I would give a chance. Parker's saying that he can do it. No way. Parker's a regular-sized guy.
Oh, yeah.
No chance. No chance, no how, no way. Talk a little bit about that terrible Dodger game last night. Talk about Shohei maybe coming back a little bit sooner than maybe was originally expected. My pal, my co-host on Locked On Rams, who also, of course, is the host of Dodgers Nation, Doug McCain, is going to join us next. We'll get into all of that coming up. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, lease a Hyundai Tucson for only $259 a month. Or get 2.99% APR. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end July 7th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Hey, it's Travis. Every legend has a story, and those stories are kept at Legends Attic in Claremont. Legends Attic is the premier sports memorabilia gallery and store that offers a unique blend of rare and iconic collectibles. It's a community for sports fans and collectors, so go check it out for yourself. Legends Attic, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in the city of Claremont. Visit legendsattic.com and be sure to follow Legends Attic on all social media platforms so you can stay connected to know about their upcoming signings and special events with Hall of Famers and pro players.
Post Malone presents the Big Ass Stadium Tour. 9-time Diamond certified and 16-time Grammy Award nominated phenomenon, Post Malone. His biggest headline tour, live at SoFi Stadium June 19th. Global superstar Post Malone with Jelly Roll and special guests Wyatt Flores and Chandler Walters. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
All right, a reminder that it is ESPN LA's Legends launch presented by Legends Attic. It's all part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday Night coming up 1 month from today, July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. You can step up to the plate, take your shot in a high-energy challenge to hit as many balls as you can in just 90 seconds. Bring your own bat and helmet and bring that big hack, that big swing, because spots are limited. Head to ESPNLA.com right now to reserve your spot. Step up, swing big, be legendary. See, I'm back.
There we go.
No problem. Nailed it. Excited to do this. Excited to bring on my friend, my co-host on Locked On Rams. Of course, he is a huge part of Dodgers Nation, knows the Dodgers as well as anybody. Talking about Doug McCain. Doug, good to have you. How about this? We finally did it.
Trav, man, I appreciate you having me on to talk about UCLA Murray State in the College World Series this weekend. Man, it means a lot, man. It means a lot.
Doug is the most unabashed UCLA Bruin honk that I have ever met in my entire life. So that you open with that does not surprise me, D-Mac.
No, but Travis, I mean, honestly, last night it was one of those ones where Matt Sauer, he comes up, he wears it. Dodgers offense couldn't get much going. They had an opportunity against Dylan Cease, but I think last night really was just a reflection of the state of the rotation. I mean, you have Tony Gonsolin goes down. You have a depleted rotation that is not the rotation they expected heading into the season, and you are going to have games like that, especially when you're unable to really get the offense going early on.
So tell me, I was watching the game last night, and obviously going back to Monday's game felt like a playoff game. You had a full ballpark. Both teams were playing pretty well. There was a couple of mistakes that led to some runs, and it just felt like there was stakes. It felt like there was something important that both sides were going for. Last night was the exact opposite of that. Can you remember the last time the Dodgers punted on a game that early, that obviously the way that they did last night?
Yeah, I mean, look, we all know what Monday felt like. I mean, that was an electrifying game, had a postseason-like feel. The sequel wasn't good. I mean, Monday night was like the Bad News Bears. The second one was like the Bad News Bears in Japan, right? It just wasn't good. It didn't have the same feel to it. And, yes, I mean, I see Dodgers Nation. I see the fans out there angry because of the optics of it. I mean, it looks like you waved the white flag too early. You bring in Kike early in the one after Sauer couldn't get it done. But let's not forget, this is the same Dodgers team that checks notes, punted games last year in the NLCS and the World Series,
True.
And it led to a World Series title. So if people want to criticize Dave Roberts for punting games, well, if he's punting games, you might as well give him the Lou Groza Award because his punting of games led to big wins. And it's not necessarily that they're punting games. It's that, look, it was a Brent Honeywellian-like effort by Matt Sauer. The bullpen is well rested for today, and they're in a better position to take 2 of 3, where if you go out there last night, you redline some of these bullpen guys, you don't have a chance to win Game 3, especially considering you have Justin Robleski going today, and it's been a mixed bag for him, to say the least.
Yeah, Brent Honeywellian might be your greatest turn of phrase in quite some time. And it was used as a compliment, was like a high degree of difficulty. Well done on that.
Well, it's the thing. I mean, Travis, you look yesterday, it was a historic night for Matt Sauer. Most pitches by a Dodger reliever since Tom Candiotti threw 127 in 94 against the Mets. The most hits by a Dodgers reliever since Clyde King back for Brooklyn. It was the most runs a Dodgers reliever has given up since Jose Nunez in 2001. The most pitches thrown by a Dodgers starter, since the Dodgers starts, is Lance Lynn. So, you look at the way he pitched, it was a career high for him, and you got to give him credit for doing that. I think for this team, what they need right now is you just need to tread water, because the reason why this is being magnified at the moment is because it's coming at the worst possible time, because you have this 29-game stretch.
Yeah.
You're facing teams that are all above 500, but after that, it becomes an easy schedule. It's the easiest schedule in Major League Baseball. So if you're even just playing above 500 baseball, if you're at 500 and you're maybe up a game or two, down a game or two in the division, you can live with that because reinforcements are going to be on the way. So it was a necessary evil. You hate to see it last night. Like I said, felt sore waking up just for Matt Sauer having to deal with that. But someone's got to do it, but I guarantee, man, he's getting love from his teammates, and everyone's appreciating him just like they were with Brent Honeywell. He was the Johan Ramirez of Brent Honeywell last night.
I'm waiting for like a Dan Nolte reset or some throwback from another era.
Yes.
Doug McCain joining us, host at Dodgers Nation. You mentioned the stretch that they're on, the meaty part of the schedule where they're playing somewhere between pretty good to very good teams for the better part of a month, and they've been about a 500 team through that stretch. Does that mean anything? Are they a 500 team against good teams, or you can't take anything out of it because they're using a pitching staff that is not going to be anything like, hopefully, the pitching staff they have when the games really matter?
Yeah, so you said it, Travis. At this point, this team understands the process of going through a 162-game season and a deep October run. And the truth is, yes, they're on pace to win 95 games right now. You're looking up at the Mets and the Cubs in the National League, and you do want to finish with one of those top 2 spots to avoid any kind of wild card round madness. And we saw last season you had home field advantage throughout, even with 98 wins. But, hey, Game 5 was at home in the NLDS. You win that one. Game 6 was at home in the NLCS, and you win that series. And also you took the first 2 in the World Series. So I do think this team does value home field advantage, but I also think at this point they know that this is not their roster. And even you look at last night and the kind of arms they were dealing with, right? Tanner Scott was unavailable. Alex Vesia unavailable. Anthony Banda, he went 2 innings on Monday in his 6th game in a 10-day span. Even though there are some of these guys that could factor in to October, you're just getting Michael Kopech back. Kirby Yates is back, and he's working his way in there. Tanner Scott is starting to look like the Tanner Scott that he was, but still no Brusdar Graterol, still no Blake Trinan. There's a lot of reinforcements on the way, and the good news in all of this is that I do think there is a light at the end of the injury tunnel. Let's just hope that that light isn't an oncoming train and that these guys can stay healthy, because there is some positive news on the way.
Yeah, yes, I know that what they're telling us is positive, but until we actually see it, I'll take it with a grain of salt, because, we're talking, well, Blake might be down for a week or 2. He hasn't pitched since the opening week of the season. That this guy will be back, it's not a big deal, and they disappear for months at a time. So we'll see. But I generally agree with you. We're speaking with Doug McCain from Dodgers Nation, and I want to go back to they punted last night. They're treading water through this series, and that they do value the division. do they value it, Doug, in your opinion, and I know you talk to a lot of these guys, to the point of they will push it sooner than later, or is this we're going to let the 6 months of the regular season play out however it does. We're good enough that we might win it without pushing it at all, but the number one priority is to be as healthy as possible by the time you get into the middle of September.
That's a great question because I actually think that the answer to that has evolved over time. I think that they view it differently now than they even did last season. I think that, like I did say, they won home field advantage. They value healthy starting pitching more than that. And, wow, the ever-optimist Travis Rogers questioning the injury news. I always say, and when I ask Dave Roberts for injury updates, and it's always on the positive side, I always say you have to take Dave Roberts' injury updates with a grain of salt the size of Bruce Bochy's head, and that's understandable. But having said all that, I do think that where this rotation stands compared to last year is last year it was about, okay, we've got 2.5 starters heading into October, right? This year, though, you have more options. There is more depth than there was last year. Shohei, you got Tyler Glasnow.
Don't say Glasnow. No. I'm done. You want to tell me Snell? I'll listen. You want to listen to Shohei? I'll listen. That Sasaki figures it out, maybe. Glasnow, man, I don't know. Like that, he's never healthy.
Emphasis on glass.
Right.
Wow, you guys see, this sounds like my show. They call him Tyler Glasnow, and yes, there's no doubt. I mean, he break down more than the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland? Yes, it feels that way. But I will say the optimism for me with Glasnow this year compared to last year is last year heading into the season, he told me, hey, it was my goal to finish with the most innings I've ever pitched, to have as many starts as possible. And he broke those personal goals. But why the heck was that his goal, right? Yeah. Why would you have that as your goal for a team that cares about October, right? Let's say that Tyler Glasnow went 200 innings and won a Cy Young. It would mean nothing if he wasn't available in October, right?
Yeah.
So I think the difference between this year and last year is he broke down in August, and he wasn't available for them. They realized that, hey, we're going to kick this can down the road and line this ramp up to the point where if there's any issue, if the check engine line is on at all, we're going to take him off, and we're going to find some way to get 4 or 5 starts out even October. Where last year it's like, okay, if he's healthy, he pitches. That's not the case this year, and he has made some mechanical adjustments. There was talk to me. He told me that the way that his spine was aligning, that it put too much pressure on his elbow. So he made the mechanical adjustments, and then the shoulder started to grab. But he has said that everything is starting to feel a lot better, and he feels like he's found a happy medium with the new mechanics. And, yeah, honestly, man, he's a nice dude. And, I mean,
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's a wonderful guy, but I need somebody that's going to pitch. You know, at some point, it's like, we just got to pitch. Somebody's got to pitch.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I mean, they know, like, this team realizes that you need frontline starting pitcher. Like, I was asked the other day, hey, Doug, hey, D-Mac, would you do the trade again for Ryan Pepio if we look at Ryan Pepio this year, who was the Dodgers traded to the Rays for Glasnow? And Pepio this year is really good, a 3.2 ERA, he's making all of his starts. I can firmly say that even if the Dodgers were able to redo that trade, they wouldn't. You know why? Because Ryan Pepio isn't a game 1 or 2 starter, and Tyler Glasnow, when he's healthy, he absolutely is. And they know you've got to shove in October, man. You got to have those big starts because, look, last year was great. The Dogs carried this team. They covered over 60% of the innings in October. I can say, I hate to, like, speak in absolutes, that's not happening again.
No.
Okay? That was a one-off. And it's already impacted this team this year. Evan Phillips is gone. You think that had a lot to do with how much the was taxed? Blake Trinan's gone. So there you go, right?
So last one for you, Doug, and I'm going to take Ohtani off the board. The answer can't be Ohtani. But of the guys that are currently unavailable, who's the most important guy that they get back for that run you're talking about? To have him in October, that game 1, game 2 guy behind Yamamoto, who's the most important? If you pick one guy, he will be ready to go. Who is it?
100% with the Bullets, Blake Snell, because Blake Snell statistically has been the best second-half pitcher in the history of the sport. I love to dive in the numbers. I won't do it here, but the numbers say that Blake Snell in the second half of the season, he has a 3.33 postseason ERA. Just ask the 2020 Dodgers how good Blake Snell is in October. If he's healthy, he can carry. So it's without a doubt Blake Snell. I will throw one wild card in there, though. One wild card is Emmett Sheehan. Emmett Sheehan has looked dominant in his rehab appearances. He's someone that the organization feels extremely highly in as far as he's got an explosive fastball, kind of in a hybrid role, too. He's kind of a wild card, but reinforcements are on the way. I feel okay about it. I know that it doesn't feel great today waking up to a loss like that, but, hey, just because it's the Padres World Series, it's not the Dodgers World Series. I mean, the Padres and Dodgers have a combined 8 World Series titles. We know that, and all 8 of those are the Dodgers. So, let's not magnify it just because it's this series. That was my point here.
That was one of my favorite stats, that the Dodgers have won the World Series as many times as the Padres have been to the playoffs. That's a fun stat. I like that one a lot. That's a good one.
I'm literally texting it like all 3 of the Padres fans right now.
Doug, good to have you on finally. You can find Doug McCain at Dodgers Nation. We'll do it again before too long. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, the man, Travis. Thanks a lot.
You got it. I did want to ask Doug one more thing, but we'll try it some other time. Does it count as Blake Snell's second half of the season if he didn't have a first half? Like, is it you're the second? I know it's the second half of the season, but it's not the second half of his season. It's still the first half.
Doesn't count.
He hasn't pitched yet. All right. You have a last man standing in?
I do.
Can we do it with 2 people?
We're
about to find out.
We'll see.
By the way, as embarrassing as yesterday's game was for the Dodgers and the fact that Kike Hernandez nearly threw a complete game, I think there was a little bit of information in there as well. It's all coming up. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Speaking of my pals at Rotolo Chevrolet, number 1 13 years in a row. And you would think it's complicated to be number 1 that many times in a row, that it would be, impossible to be number 1 that many times in a row. It's not easy, but it's not impossible, and it's not complicated. You just got to nail it every single time that somebody comes onto the lot at Rotolo Chevrolet. Give them the Chevy Silverado, the Chevy car truck that they've been looking for at a price that they're comfortable with and customer service that's going to make them come back time after time after time. And that's what Mike Capozio and his team at Rotolo Chevrolet does day after day, week after week, month after month, to the tune of 13 years in a row. Number 1 Chevy dealer. By the way, those guys can play some softball. I want all the Rotolo guys on my team when we get closer to All-Star Friday night. But go see for yourself what all the fun's about at Rotolo Chevrolet. Right off the 210 freeway, Sierra Avenue exit. Tell them that Travis sent you in. You're not going to be able to miss it. And if Fontana is not in your neck of the woods, maybe you're in Long Beach, you're in Orange County, you're on the west side, you're in the valley, that's cool. RotoloChevy.com. ROTOLO. RotoloChevy.com. And whether you go in or go online, make sure they know that Travis sent you in.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Do you really think you've experienced real sports excitement in your home? It's Mace here, and I'm here to tell you to get off your couch and get into Cosm. Cosm is the ultimate immersive fan experience. The Dome at Cosm, massive 87-foot wraparound display with reserved booth-style seating. The Cosm Hall features wall-to-wall screens where you can watch multiple games at the same time. Incredible food, craft cocktails, beer available throughout Cosm. Go to Cosm.com to see all the sporting events coming up, and now showing The Matrix at Cosm.com.
Big on protein, rich on flavor. The new $10 Islands Restaurants protein bowls are here for a limited time. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients for the flavors you love. Just in a bowl. Find your protein paradise at islandsrestaurants.com.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? Just 9 miles from downtown LA and near the 710 freeway, it's completely reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and upgraded amenities. We're also home to California's largest card room jackpot ever, $3.7 million. New players score $30 in match play when they say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino, come see what everyone's talking about.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GGR 001291. GAR 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ, that's JOEQ, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This just in. The NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Game of games time. Is that
Last man standing time. Greg. Okay, so NFLPA just released the top-selling jerseys for this past season. Okay?
NFLPA. Okay, I never.
And there is the number one.
this is tough.
The number one person is historic in a way, but we'll see if we get it. Okay.
I won't.
So we have 10, top 10. We are going to start with Jorge.
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes is number 2.
That's a good one.
Travis.
I'm going to be out on the first one. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is number 6.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Greg.
See, I want to go somewhere. Usually when you change teams to a new team, you're going to make. I just don't know if it's.
Don't let that fool you.
Okay, because, I don't think it's going to go into that. Let's go with Puka.
No.
No? Okay, well, I'm out.
It's not. It's like the past whole year, not just most recently where he changed his number. So, Travis. Jorge.
That was fun. I'm out on the
Thanks
first
for
one.
playing.
Hey, it was a good time.
You get turtle wax and your supply of razor blades.
And you got Emily laughing at you. Sorry. All right, Jorge.
Travis Kelce.
No.
Oh,
wow.
Man, look at this.
Yeah,
Travis
you won
Rogers.
right away.
Who would have been your next guest?
Saquon.
Yes. And
Oh,
so that's
Saquon's
that's
good.
why
Jalen
it
Hurts,
is
yeah.
historic because
Yeah.
he is the first running back to lead it in like 20 years.
Yeah. And he's
so-
awesome, and they won,
Yes.
and he's on a relatively new
And
team.
he was new.
Puka wasn't a great guess. Puka wasn't a great guess.
No.
Let me tell you
In LA.
the full top 10. So it's in LA. Yeah, it doesn't really do this much, but it's Barkley, Mahomes, Hurts, Jaden Daniels,
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, Jane Daniels.
Yeah, new guy, really good.
CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of an odd one because he's been on that team for a minute. So it's like, why are you buying a bunch of jerseys all of a sudden? He didn't have a particularly great year.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't bad year.
Although Houston's a huge city,
Of course.
and they get into their
They're
team.
obsessed
They
with
are.
them.
6
They
is
are.
Josh Allen. 7 was Aiden Hutchinson. I think it's probably just Lions fans buying a jersey finally for some
Okay.
reason.
Still
8
get Barry
was
Sanders.
8 was another Lions player, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
Newer player. And then 9 was Michael Parsons. If you're a Cowboys fan, I guess is the only person you would buy a jersey
It's
for.
not gonna be, I was thinking Dak, and there's no way it's Dak.
But you already have your Dak
quarterback-
jersey if you have one.
But there's quarterbacks and there's Cowboys, and those two things intersect. You would think
Yeah.
it would be on the list.
And then
Anyway.
10 was Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I was going to say Aaron Rodgers because a new quarterback on a new team,
Yeah.
usually they go big.
But I think it's because it just happened.
Yeah.
Or I guess it was the Jets, but.
Chalk me up with a victory. I don't get many.
Yeah.
I don't get many. I only
Actually,
get
you
one.
do have a lot of victories. You are. I think you might now be leading. It's
Oh.
because I mostly have the last man standing.
That would be rule number 1. My first round draft pick from last week's draft. Things Emily likes to tell people while they're wrong.
Yeah, you have 9 wins, Travis.
That's good. I'm good. I should have 10. That's what it is. So this is kind of goofy, but not entirely goofy.
Okay.
Dodger game last night was an abomination. Like, you could even tell, like, Dave Roberts even said afterwards that he was embarrassed by what they rolled out there, that it was ugly. It was really unfortunate to have to get that ugly that fast, where they brought Kike in
the 6th inning.
Dude, he pitched 2 1/3 innings.
Yeah, most ever for him. Yeah.
The earliest the Dodgers have ever brought a position player into the game to pitch, and it was stupid, quite frankly. It was embarrassing.
How much of the game did you actually watch?
I tapped the mat when they brought Kike in.
Yeah, I actually sat there and watched the whole thing just because I was like, well, I might as well finish how nonsensical this is.
The game was non-competitive by the 2nd inning.
Yeah.
It was. You could tell that Cease was going, the Dodgers were not, and it was going to go a certain way. Put a pin in that for a sec. Here's the thing that is stupid, yet not entirely stupid. It's 94.5% stupid. The fastest pitch that Kike Hernandez threw last night, do you know what it was?
Well, last night he threw like an 84-mile-an-hour pitch.
Not last
night. Last night he had
57.
No, he brought it up.
Not according to what I read this morning. 57. The point, you could be 87. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
Why are we? And he gave up a couple of runs, less than Matt Sauer, who's a professional pitcher, getting lit up all over the joint. The Dodgers have an entire roster of guys throwing 100 that are in the hospital. Kike Hernandez getting guys out throwing 60 miles an hour. I'm not suggesting that you can throw 60 miles an hour every day. What I am suggesting is there is a way to get people out without blowing up your elbow every 6 months. That there is a way that Kike Hernandez's mop-up duty yesterday, by just lobbing it in there time after time, throwing batting practice speed fastballs, 80 miles an hour, 70 miles, whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. It's not 100. And he's not out there spinning it to try to get it to break 48 feet. There is a level of where you can pitch that will get guys out that will keep you off the IL. There has to be, because what they have right now, and here's what it is. Here's who's not pitching for them. Blake Snell has 2 Cy Young Awards in an All-Star game. He's not pitching. He's thrown 9 innings all season. Tyler Glasnow has pitched in an All-Star game. He's not pitching right now. Tony Gonsolin has pitched in an All-Star game. He's not pitching right now. Shohei Ohtani has pitched in All-Star games. He's not pitching right now. Blake Trinan has pitched in All-Star games. He's not pitching. And they're all down for the exact same reason, because their arms have blown up. There has to be a way to get guys out that's less than max effort on every pitch. There has to be.
There has to be. And this is something that when we saw that Gonsolin was down, I tweeted about this, and we've had this conversation plenty of times, but it's systemic. This is something that is happening way, way down. Like it's in high school. It's not even in the majors. It's not even in minor league baseball, single A. This is something about how you are taught to pitch to get drafted. Mm-hmm. You have to throw at 100 miles an hour with a mass amount of spin, and it's a lot of torque on your arm and on your elbow, and guys are just if you're consistently taught to pitch this way, and that's how you're going to get drafted, it's not going to change.
That's how you're going to get drafted. That's how you're going to get promoted. That's how you're going to get to the big leagues.
Yep.
It's how you're going to get to stay in the big leagues. It's how you're going to get paid in the big leagues. I understand it. My point is, I know why it's happening.
Yeah.
And I know why it continues to happen. There are enough smart people, and maybe they're saying this is not right, that there has to be a Greg Maddux, a Pedro Martinez, an Oral Hershiser, a Tom Glavine, these guys that pitch really well, really effectively, that are not max effort every time. And if you're telling me I can get 200 innings of Oral Hershiser, it's better than 50 innings of Tyler Glasnow. It just is.
It is, but also that you're talking about Oral Hershiser. You're still talking about one of the best of the best.
We're
the
not
guys
even
you
looking.
named. The
We're
guys
not
you
even
named.
looking.
No, sure.
We're not even looking.
Well,
they don't even get
well,
drafted.
there is somebody. Like Landon Knack does not throw 100 miles an hour. He throws like 93, 94, and he is a major league pitcher right now. But he's not a very good major league pitcher because you got guys that are up there that that have such understanding of the plate, understanding of the strike zone, understanding of all of those things, and know when and when not to swing, that they're just not going to bite on things. If you're not a pitcher that throws with perfect precision, look at Clayton Kershaw.
But you don't have to get swing and miss every time.
No, exactly. Look at Clayton Kershaw. It's that he is throwing 88 miles an hour, and he's getting guys out because he's hitting his spots.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting your spots is not what's taught anymore. That's just not how guys are. Landon Knack, I know I'm using him again, but because he doesn't throw very hard, and he's still being up there and playing important games because he's that way. As long as he can find it's somewhere around his spot, he gets guys out. He's not great. He gives a lot of home runs, but that's
a guy that I think is a good example of let's let him work on this. Let's let him figure this out. That he has been healthy for now, I think is a skill. Now, he's got to pitch better, but he's only up because all of their other guys are down.
Because all those other guys throw 100 miles an hour.
And they're unavailable.
Again, and all of them are going to come back in the summer, and they're all going to get hurt again down the line.
I was going to say, first of all, I don't think they'll all be back. I think most of them will be back.
I don't think Glasnow should ever go. He's just such a waste of time to even watch right now.
Glasnow comes back and he goes down again in another month.
Yeah.
So what? What good does that do?
No.
There has to be a better way to do this. And I'm not talking about to get guys out. I'm talking about a way to keep guys in, because this is more than just hey, we're trying to get a bunch of strikeouts. This is a television show. This is something that is beyond just let's find the smartest math guys in the world to develop a pitch shape that no one can hit, and we're going to blow up elbow after elbow to elbow to do it. There has to be some sense of why are we so excited about Paul Skeens? Because we haven't seen one of these in
because
forever.
He throws 100 and some miles an hour.
He does, but when he breaks and he's gone for a year, we're going to be like, okay, there goes the next one.
I mean, I hope he doesn't break, and I hope he's going to.
Yeah,
he absolutely is. But that's what all of these guys are. The guys that actually get guys out, you have to throw 100 miles an hour. Look at Dustin May. He's not even getting swing and missed, and he throws at 100 miles an hour with massive movement from one side of the plate to the other side of the plate.
He's a great example of somebody that I would like to see. And you can't unring the bell now because this is how he's been taught to do it. But that guy with that electricity in his arm, that movement in his stuff, what could he do if we were throwing it 90% effort as opposed to 100% effort? What pitcher develops with that? And we'll never know, because he's gotten his arm rebuilt a couple of times because he breaks nonstop, and this is what he does. But that's the sort of guy. I understand that they're not going to just go find 30 Pedro Martinez's. I get that. But what about a bunch of guys that can pitch 200 innings a year every year?
Yes,
they're gone.
You can get those guys, but they're going to have 4.5, 5 ERAs.
Fine.
Yeah, fine. But then you're going to get this guy sucks.
4.5, 5 ERAs. Some of them will, but not all of them. You're going to find a whole bunch of really good pitchers too.
You're going to find a few of them, but they're always going to be outweighed by the guys that throw 100 to 103 miles an hour, and it's just going to keep going up. Like Joyce, Matt Joyce. Yeah, he throws 106 miles an hour.
Where is he pitching right now?
Yeah, I don't even know.
He's not playing.
Yeah, because he's hurt.
This is my point. I don't care if you can throw two. If you're in the hospital, if you're in the trainer's room, you're not pitching anywhere. I don't get. Yeah, well, he throws 105. No, he doesn't. He's in the hospital.
Those who your top draft picks are going to be. Those are the guys that you're going to promote first. It's going to be all. And you're right. You need to find those guys. you need to find those guys. They're few and far between, and they get hit more often because they don't have the touch, the precision.
Factor Cap coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.com. wu-tang.org/ESPN.
30 years ago, Wu-Tang Clan changed hip-hop forever. Now, it's time for the Final Chamber. Live in Los Angeles, Wu-Tang Clan, together, live on stage, the beginning of their final tour. Crypto.com Arena, June 22nd, with Run the Jewels. Get tickets now at WuTangClan.com. Wu-Tang Forever, the Final Chamber. Produced by AEG Presents.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mace. LA, it's time to get real. Jacob and Ronnie is the real deal. Injured? Unsure of who to trust? Call Jacob. He's recovered hundreds of thousands of dollars where other attorneys might settle immediately for pennies. Get a partner who's committed to turning your setback into a comeback. Call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or remember, call Jacob.com. Jacob is the real deal.
Call Jacob.
The Home Depot has fast, free delivery on the perfect gift to help Dad do more this Father's Day. Because Dad is more than just a dad. He's groundskeeper of the yard, the perfecter of the patio, and the cleaner of the clippings. Power Dad's doing with Ryobi cordless outdoor power tools from the Home Depot. Like the Ryobi 40-volt string trimmer kit for $159. For everything Dad is, find the perfect gift at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap right now.
Take it away, producer Emily.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Thanks, Joe. Hi, guys.
Konnichiwa. Aloha.
Shoot. So, Aaron Rodgers was at Steelers.
Hold on, I'm trying to make sure my eyes don't pop out of my head. I roll them so hard. Go
mandatory minicamp, and he was spotted with a black band on his finger. He was asked by a reporter if that's an Oura ring or is that something else, and he said it's a wedding ring. He's like, "Oh, how long ago was it?" And he said, "Oh, it's a couple months ago." So my statement is, Aaron Rodgers' wife goes to a different school, so he wouldn't know her. So we would have no way of knowing her.
She's from the Niagara Falls area.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
from Canada.
So
My Canadian girlfriend.
It's Cap. I'm sure she's a real person that exists in the earth and has signed up for whatever she's signed up for.
Depends on what you believe.
I'm going to try very hard, and I know I'm going to fail, but I'm at least going to try to discuss Aaron Rodgers as a football player, and that's it. Because it is oxygen to that man to have people discuss him in ways that are not related to football. It is what gets him out of bed in the morning, and I don't want to participate in it.
Greg?
Yeah, it's Cap that. Yeah.
She goes to a different school.
She goes to a different school.
Well, you wouldn't know her.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's probably more fact, but it's Cap. I think he absolutely is married. He has had very many girlfriends. Olivia Munn, he was dating for a long time.
Very public, very famous partners.
Yes, that's the right way to put it.
Olivia Munn, Danica Patrick, Shailene Woodley, and now this girl, whomever she may be, is not as much in the spotlight.
I'm sure she's real. I'm sure she's lovely.
This is a topic is insane.
Yeah.
Not that whether he's married or not, frankly, who cares? But that is she real? And it's not a totally absurd question. Is so Aaron Rodgers, it hurts my brain.
They met at a retreat, ayahuasca retreat. That's what they met.
In the darkness. They met in the darkness.
So you know what, my friend...
So actually, he doesn't know what she looks like either because it was all dark when they met.
I can just see him sitting at home, turning on ESPN, turning on the radio and hearing his name and go, there it is. I said my name.
It was like it's like he shot up for it. Yeah.
Jorge.
Said it again.
I don't know what to believe with this guy anymore. Like he met her somewhere and they had fun and now they got married. So whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, congrats to the happy couple. I hope that you're great and that your team wins 17 games.
May they live happily ever after.
What if it is an Aura ring? He's just like, make it.
Because he could be.
The beard
It's a black wedding band. Because of course it's a black wedding band and not a normal one that's gold. Okay.
I hope he throws 8 trillion.
Jim Harbaugh received both hip replacement surgery and had a heart procedure.
Bionic Harbaugh.
Over the offseason. And so, he's not super old. He's not young either. Well, Travis, you can't relate to this. You're 85.
Yeah, I was going to say this first time she hasn't ageismed me.
Right. So,
It was always coming.
but Jim Harbaugh's had these two. Yeah, I mean, they're on the level of seriousness, not the most serious, but they're not nothing. Hip replacement surgery is not nothing. But, it's something you can recover from, obviously. If you were Jim Harbaugh, you would retire from your very stressful job after these procedures. Greg, Factor Cap.
Me physically, personally, 100%. I can't handle it. If I'm getting my heart and my hips and all these other things, and I have the amount of money that I have, and I've had the amount of success, not at Super Bowl, but the amount of success that I've had, yeah, I'm done at that point. And when it comes to the heart, I'm done. But him, he's a psycho crazy person that is going to be out there no matter what, so he is not going to at anytime soon.
Trav?
It's fact for me.
Right.
That I'm like Greg, but football coaches in general, and Jim Harbaugh specifically, they're cut not even from a different cloth, from a different substance altogether. That this is, they don't do it to make money, to put food on the table and a roof over their head. They do it because it's something inside them that compels.
They'd be bored.
That compels them to do it. That compels them to, the idea of sitting in their backyard, drinking a lemonade and watching the birds fly by, they couldn't do it. They don't want to do it. They could never do it. Me, I could do it.
Yeah.
And
golf all the time.
Whatever, just not having to go work an 18-hour-a-day job like an NFL head coach is. No, it's lunacy.
Also, something that Keyshawn told us. You know how much money we're getting paid to go do that every day?
Yep.
That's why we do it. Would I get surgery, or is that the question?
No, you would retire.
You quit?
Like, you had these two things that are potentially stressors from having your high-stress job.
Yeah, I think so. Just put my feet up and just chill. I mean, at least me. You know?
Or do something that's far less demanding. Go cut the grass at the local Little League field.
Nah, not me.
No, not me. I want the big hat. I want to drive around, cut
you want
the
to
grass.
have the John Deere and just
I want to chalk the field, and you can pay me my $30 a day or whatever it is.
Would you do designs? Like, would you have the one like would
no,
get up
then I got to think about it.
What you need to do is you need to be a groundskeeper at Oakmont.
That
Because
looks
those
crazy.
videos look
They
incredible.
really do. No, I don't want to have to put the work in. Hey, if I cut it this way, it'll lay.
It looks,
what I
it
wanna
looks
do,
so pretty.
I want a half an hour. It goes, brrrr, and I sit there and I drink an iced tea, and then I go home. And I told you I got to go cut the grass again tomorrow. I'll be back in an hour.
How great would that be? You'd be the new sod father. We were just talking about the sod father.
I have one more for you guys. And this is a tweet from Karen McGee, and her tag is Karen McGee, mother of two. So shout out to Karen.
What up, Karen?
Good for you.
So she tweeted that ESPN should make a channel that just plays random episodes of SportsCenter from the past 30 years. So you tune in. So you know how John talks about how the Baywatch channel is just all Baywatch all the time?
Car chase
channel.
So what you ever have is you have the ESPN SportsCenter channel, where it's just SportsCenters from 2005. May 5th, 2005, you watch whatever they did there. Or you watch, October 2nd, 1992. So you would agree, you would support this. Jorge Fettercap.
Hell yeah. I get hooked on those clips I get on Twitter sometimes, like from,
the old school
Jordan,
ones,
the flu game or whatever it was, and you see Stuart Scott, you see Dan Patrick, you see, just
Rich Eisen.
Exactly,
you see,
just random, different
Linda
people.
Cohn.
Yeah. I get hooked. I watch them and then, save them or retweet them.
Trev?
This lady, I don't know what she does for a living, but she just gave away a really good idea for nothing. That's a brilliant idea. It's fact. Last night, because the Dodger game was as ridiculous as it was, I started flipping, right? And I'm a DirecTV customer, and the Dodgers are on channel 690. channel 691.
It's the Lakers channel.
It's the Laker channel, right? It's the Lakers. Last night they were replaying one of the NBA Finals games from 2010.
Oh, nice.
And so you got to see Powell and Kobe and Derek Fisher and Andrew Bynum and these guys. I watched 20 minutes of it. And it's because you remember it, but you don't exactly remember kind of the ebbs and flows of it. So it's the same kind of idea. Like if all of a sudden I flip it on and I get to see some Ken Griffey Jr. highlights, or I get to see, I don't know, Joe Montana highlight. Yeah, I'm 100% in on that.
Yeah, it's fact because it's for that exact reason. You get to see Chris Berman for a random Barry Bonds back, and it doesn't matter what the actual highlights are or what teams are playing. But even when they show those highlights, you're like, oh, check that guy out. Oh, Hiram Boca Chica. Remember him?
Unfortunately, yes.
Randy Johnson kills a bird. You know,
yeah, you get you'll get a lot of just interesting, cool
kind of the
things.
Same reason we watch. I don't know if you do this. I watch a ton of reruns. Seinfeld, Cheers, things like. It's
seen every Seinfeld episode at least 5-6 times.
I know it, but it's like, oh, I know this joke's coming. That's a funny joke.
Yeah.
I know. I like this guy. Okay, it's a funny character. Same idea. Like I know this guy. Whether it's the anchors or the highlights themselves, the familiarity of it would be awesome.
It's comfort. It's they're comfort shows.
I'm in.
Yep,
we should
me
do
too.
It. We should do it.
Shout out to Karen McGee, mother of two.
Good job, Karen. Well done. Factor Caps brought to you by the law office of Joseph S. Normand. You got a lot of choices in your legal team, but family always comes first with Joe. That's a fact. Call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000, or visit normandlegal.com. Shohei Ohtani is north of zero. Huh? That's next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp recently surveyed over 16,000 people and found that while 75% of people believe it's wise to seek support, only 27% of Americans are in therapy, and people stay silent to avoid being judged. At BetterHelp, they have over 10 years of experience matching you with the right therapist. We're all better with help. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Not always love you, but long as there are stars.
Brian Wilson, 82 years old, passed away today. Of course, one of the founding members of the Beach Boys. Em, are you familiar with the Beach Boys at all?
Yeah, my parents listened to the Beach Boys all the time. It was the two bands that were always played in my household, or three, I guess, was like CCR, Beach Boys and Queen. And the three of those kind of were like the soundtracks of my childhood for a long time. And the Beach Boys, and also in my mind, that's Southern California to me. Like before I had moved to Southern California, like the Beach Boys and the sound that was created with that was like what I thought of. I know CCR is also from Southern California or whatever, but Beach Boys is an amazing band, made great music, and rest in peace, Brian Wilson.
82. Be honest, I thought he had left us a long time ago, but there you go. 82 years old, R.I.P. Brian Wilson. So Dave Roberts characterized Shohei Ohtani's return pre-All-Star game as north of zero. I'm not Magellan, so I don't know exactly what that means.
Well, you know me. I don't know cardinal direction.
I understand what he means by it, that it's something more than no way in hell. But I don't know. When it comes to the Dodgers, this goes back to something we were talking about with Doug a few minutes ago. Show me. Stop telling me. Because every time they say something, the opposite almost always is what ends up happening. Blake Snell pitches opening day, or at least the home opener at Dodger Stadium against Tigers. But he's okay. He kind of battled through it, and they won the game. And then he went out there in Game 2 and struggled and was out of the game relatively early. And then they announced, he's going on the IL because he's got an arm issue. But he may only miss a start. He hasn't been back since. Shohei Ohtani was going to come back maybe if everything breaks right at the playoffs last year. Well, we're in the middle of June the following year, and he still has not pitched in a game. This is like the Walker Buehler thing. I don't just tell me when they're going to pitch. Tell me when Shohei Ohtani is ready, and I'll turn on the TV and I'll watch him pitch. But this progression to it's lost on me because it's never accurate. It's never, hey, he's going to pitch by this point, and they end up pitching, or at least somewhere close to that. He hasn't come. We've been talking about this for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months.
This goes back to what you were talking about with Greg, too, where like they had kind of an abomination of a game and yesterday. But the funny thing is that Dave Roberts, I believe, said this before the game started. So it was almost like a little kibble for Dodgers fans. Like, I know this game's about to be a piece of crap, but we have Ohtani coming back. And it's just like, it's almost like, hey, don't look out. Aaron Donald could return to the Rams. And it's all this like dangling to the fan base maybe, or even to their own team. It's like the cavalry is coming.
Look, they need him. They need him. So the sooner he can come back, the better, because I don't know how much they clearly value a division title. A division title is meaningful because you get to, skip a wild card round more, probably. That if you can get to that top 1 or 2 seed in the National League, you get to skip it. That's meaningful. That's good. That's something that is worthwhile. That there's value in that. The part that I don't know about the Dodgers is that more valuable than maybe being healthy when it matters most? That will you push a guy? If Blake Snell is 80% of the way there, 90, 95% of the way there, do you bring him back a little early and attempt to win the division to do that? Or do you say, we'll come through the wild card? I don't know, because we've seen it both ways. You go back when they were in that divisional race with the Giants a few years ago, and they emptied the chamber to try to win that division. And they ended up with 105 games. They missed winning the division by a single game. They actually ended up beating the Giants in the postseason. But the next round against Atlanta, they were done. The tank was just fully on empty, and that was that. So
because they pressed the gas on someone like Max Scherzer, who they acquired at the deadline, who they also knew they were going to lose.
Everybody went down.
Yeah.
Everybody went down there, which brings you to the next thought when it comes to where they are right now. And I know that they did it last year with Yamamoto, Buehler, and Flaherty. Yamamoto going into it was good, but they were still like, hey, he hasn't pitched a lot since coming back from his injury. How good is he going to be? Turns out he was really good. Flaherty was kind of all over the map. He was either great or bad. There was really kind of no middle ground for him. Buehler was pretty good. And they had bullpen games. We talked about earlier. They punted on playoff games. They punted on some World Series games along the way, and they won the World Series.
Their game-clinching game, I believe Flaherty started, but didn't last very long.
Barely got out of the first couple of innings. How many guys do they need? Because, like we talked about earlier, here's who's not pitching right now, right? Not pitching. So take Yamamoto off the board. Take Clayton Kershaw off the board. Dustin May, these guys that are actually out there doing the job. Blake Snell's not pitching. Tyler Glasnow's not pitching. Tony Gonsolin's not pitching. Shohei Ohtani's not pitching. Blake Trinan's not pitching. Do you need them all to come back? Do you need one or two to come back? Because if you took May, Yamamoto, Kershaw, Wrobleski, one or two or more of those are probably going to drop before we get to the finish line. You're going to get more guys coming back. Do you just need two or three again? I don't think so. Your bullpen's not set up like it was a year ago. No Gratterall, no Phillips, no Trinan. Phillips isn't coming back at all. Gratterall doesn't seem to be close. Trinan hopefully is closer. But can you really conceivably just keep kicking the can down the road, saying we'll be healthy when it matters, not knowing who's going to leave, not knowing who's going to come back, and really saying we're going to go win the World Series on Yamamoto being mostly healthy, and then we'll just bullpen it the rest of the way? Because that's kind of where they are right now.
And even with that, you're banking the Yamamoto last.
Right.
I don't know if this is what his career high in innings is, but if you ride him through the entire year and he doesn't take a stint or a long stint on the IL, you may risk that he's not available for the postseason. So it's all feeling like it's like a horse race, and it's like, who can we just have at the end?
And nobody knows. If you there's a chance that guys that are pitching now, none of them are available at the end. There's a chance that a lot of these guys that are not pitching now, that you get two or three back, and maybe that's the game. Maybe the whole game is we're going to flood the zone with possibilities. We're going to have 10 guys. There will be 3 at the end of the line. I don't know which 3. Maybe it doesn't matter which 3. Maybe it could be Glasnow, May, and Kershaw. And, okay, good luck.
I think they could do something that they did in 2021, where they acquired Max Scherzer at the deadline. They knew that he wasn't going to be there with them after this season. Like they could maybe talk themselves into get him the next year, but he was a rental. Do you go in big and get a rental somewhere? Do you go in?
Depends on the price, right?
Or do you go in and get like a Skeens? I know he is, who.
I mean, if you could offer them Dodger Stadium for Skeens, and I don't think you're getting them.
But if it's someone that you have that you could rent, quote unquote, for the 4 months, and you can put full gas
put a
on
name
them.
on it. Put a name on it. Walker Buehler.
Yes.
Okay, so Walker Buehler has been the Red Sox are kind of sort of in it, but not really. They're not particularly having a great year. You know what you're going to get, more or less, which is incredible competitiveness, incredible desire, and a willingness to go out there and do it. But is he a frontline guy? No, probably not. What's the cost? If it's just we'll eat the money and here's our 8th best guy, sure. But what if they want one of your 1 or 2 best guys? I don't know. Or you cross your fingers and hope that Blake Snell gets healthy, that Tyler Glasnow gets healthy, that, by the way, Ohtani comes back. It does seem sooner than later, but stays healthy. I don't know.
And let's not also brush aside the idea that, like, yes, you would love to win the division, so you avoid that wild card game, because that wild card game is a 3-game series and anything could happen.
And even if they were, like, right now, they'd still be in the wild card round.
Yeah.
Because they're the 3rd division winner right now.
Yes.
Both the Cubs and the Mets are ahead of the Cubs, and the Mets would have the bye. So what's the difference between being the division winner, if it's the 3rd division winner, or a wild card? I know you get it at home, but okay, so what? Dodgers, I mean, that's not the difference between them advancing or not, I wouldn't think. They're in a weird spot. They have the best team when you look at their roster. They clearly have the most options when you look at their roster. But we're nearly 3 months into the season, and you don't even know what you have. It's a bizarre deal. It is a very bizarre deal. We're going to go to Indy next. We'll check in with Ramona Shelburne. Apparently, Momo's doing a hot yoga tour throughout the Midwest. Em, is that right?
Yes.
All right. We'll see what she's got going there. Plus, we'll talk to her about Team Cappy. We're fellow members of Team Cappy and how that may go. She's slightly more optimistic than I am. We'll do that coming up. Plus, you want to listen all week to the Trav and DeMarco Show for your chance to win a $100 gift card to Islands Restaurants. Call 877-710-ESPN. In fact, why don't you call right now? And if you are caller number 7, you will win. Make sure to try their new $10 protein bowls, available for only a limited time. Listen all this week, 9 to noon on 710 That's next, coming up. Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Thanks, Dad, for all the wisdom you've passed down to me that I promised to start using. Someday. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Father's Day freebie. Dads get a slick mechanical pencil free on Father's Day.
Number 2.
Billy Gardell, live July 12th.
And the number 1 reason.
Extreme gift giveaway. Get an HD Eternal drone when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 17th.
Morongo, good times.
Everyone knows Earl Hershiser has won numerous awards for his performance on the field. But off the field, he's a great humanitarian, a true friend and partner of mine, and a real bulldog when it comes to business.
Baseball taught me to work hard and respect people. Rotolo Chevrolet does both, and that's why I joined the team.
Rotolo Chevrolet has been Dealer of the Year for 12 straight years. Like Earl, we know something about winning.
I believe they call that a dynasty.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen Report.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
But
I think there's a but. I think there's a but, but not a big but. It's a little narrow but.
The Travis and DeMarco Show rolls on
LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
All right, if you know a high school senior who is looking for a scholarship, who's a leader, a scholar, and an athlete, you can nominate them for the ESPN LA All-Star Student presented by Rotolo Chevrolet. There will be 5 winners, so you got a pretty good chance. $500 to each of the winners and a VIP treatment at our All-Star Friday night. You can nominate your All-Star Student today at ESPNLA.com, thanks to Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the West region in California, 13 years in a row. Come see what all the fun is about, and of course, that will be a big part of our All-Star Friday night, where none other than Ramona Shelburne and I will be teammates on Team Cappy. Momo, what do you think of our squad?
I mean, I want to be optimistic, and I want to be positive.
Go on.
I was excited to be on your team. I was excited to be on Cappy's team. I like that we got Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at the other team, and I was like, oh.
Okay, good.
I don't know.
See, here
they look pretty good.
Here's my problem, Momo, is that I like everything you said, and I am who I am, and unfortunately, my default setting in the universe is a bit cynical. That's just my deal. Yours is not. You're an optimist, I think. I think that you tend to see the silver lining, the bright side. But that
I'm a light, full glass half full girl. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. But that you and I are seeing this the same way does not fill me with confidence.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like last year when we drafted the teams, I was like, "Oh, Mace, I don't know," and it turned out that way. And then, I mean, like, look, we got Mario, so we got a really good shortstop.
Yes.
And I don't, I don't know. Do you guys want me to pitch again? I don't know.
I think you have to.
Should I play the outfield? I could pitch, or I could play the outfield. I mean, I don't know. Cappy Cappy's pretty good in the outfield.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to get a ton of effort from him, but he's going to make the plays if it's hit close enough to him.
Look, Cappy's going to look like
You'll
Pete
play
Rose
third,
compared to
first
me.
or third.
First.
Yeah, I mean, I just think I saw the other team, and they got some mashers up there. And I'm not a good pitcher. I just get the ball over the plate.
Well, that's
and I make all the
important.
plays in the infield. That's
Okay, so in a perfect
I think
world,
I made like 10 outs at pitcher.
in a perfect world, where would you like to play?
I mean, shoot, in a perfect world where my hamstring still works.
No,
functionally.
Current Ramona Shelburne, the current physical state of Ramona Shelburne. Where would you like to play?
I guess I like pitcher. I guess I like
Okay.
it because I can make all the plays in the infield. That's what I like throwing everybody out at first.
Can
I'm a good fielder.
Can I fill you in on the back half of our roster? Because
Okay.
Marcus Grant, when Greg was asking him, "Hey, do you play softball?" his response was, "Well, I will show up." That's all that he had to offer.
Oh God, that's not encouraging.
We're not even positive
Okay.
that Kasim has ever had a glove on his hand.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Emily is the mush. She has been on the losing team every time, and she's at the back end of our order.
Okay. What? Do you have any good news for me?
Nope. We're gonna have fun. It'll be exciting.
Yeah, we'll have fun. I mean, I won that first year because Beto hit the home. Wait, who has Beto?
Beto's not playing. Beto's previously committed.
Oh, is there any way we can get out of that?
Well, what I'm hoping is that some of the our partners, like for instance, Armando Rojo from Rotolo Chevrolet.
Yeah, that guy was great last year.
Yeah, that we get
Dental
our
Fun
money
Zone
back.
guy.
Yes, we get a couple
Yeah.
of those. That's our
Who
saving
was the
grace.
dude, the lefty? Who was the lefty from was it the Children's Dental
Yes.
place? The lefty?
Yeah.
Oh, we need that guy.
Yeah, we need
That guy took me deep like 3 times.
Yeah, we need.
Like
we need him.
we need some ringers because otherwise, I don't know. Like what happened in the draft? Like
I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know how the other team gets Brian Cohen, Kirk Morrison, Jorge, Brian Kamenetsky, DeAndre, and DeMarco. I don't know how all of those players end up in the same squad.
Not all of those are ringers, okay? But a lot of them are.
My money was deferred.
Jorge took a deferred deal.
Jorge's pretty good, man. And the thing is, with me pitching, I got better last year because I kind of know how to. This is my second year doing it. But in the first year, I was 6 weeks postpartum. I was pretty,
Yeah, you were.
I was not at my best. I was still breastfeeding at that point. I mean, it's not.
That was a
perfect.
big ask. A couple of years ago was a big. Look, who knows? It's kind of quasi baseball, and you never know in baseball. Except for I think we got a pretty good idea. Emily was telling me that you're hot yogaing across the Midwest. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently, look, I really like it, and especially now that I'm old, and every time I get on a plane, it's like, oh my God, my lower back, and I need to do this. So, yeah, I found hot yoga spots in Oklahoma City and now Indy and all over the place. It's great.
How does a hot yoga studio in Los Angeles compare to one in OKC or Indy?
Honestly, the one I go to is a little too hot in LA. I go to Hot 8, which they decided instead of 105 to 110, they want to crank it up to 115. So I'm kind of like surviving heat stroke all the time. But my teacher is really good, and I take breaks if I need to because I don't need to have an ego. Sorry, I was in the elevator as I'm talking to you there. Hopefully that didn't cut out.
No, you're good.
And but the one in Oklahoma City was really good. I like it. They were not as hot, and the one here in Indy was really. It's kind of a chain. The one I went to in Indy is Yoga 6. They have them all over the place. So what I realize now, my new thing on the road is whatever I'm looking for, I just go on to Google and I go hot yoga near me, or I go smoothie place near me, whatever it is, and it finds something close by, and then I go book something online. And then now the only problem is I'm on everyone's mailing list now because when you sign up,
oh yeah,
they're constantly like, hey, you still got 6 weeks left to activate your 30 days. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah,
but,
I live 2,500 miles from here. I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
So
but it's really good. I like it better than just doing the elliptical in the hotel gym.
How many times have you covered the NBA Finals?
Okay, so my first NBA Finals was 2008, Lakers Celtics. That's a pretty good first one, huh?
Sure.
And then I did 2008, 9, 10. I don't think I did the ones in between. I don't think I did 11, 12, or 13 because I was not a national reporter at that time. I was just covering the LA teams. And then 2014 is when I started doing the finals for ESPN. I was a national reporter. That was like Spurs. So let's say that was Spurs Heat.
Heat, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So are we counting 8, 9, 10?
Okay.
And then Spurs Heat in 14, and then every year since then, except for 22, because I had Jacob on Game 3 of the finals. I was not traveling.
So this is, if I'm counting it right, I count 15.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't go to the bubble one either, but I did cover it.
Okay. So
I wasn't at that, but I was writing about it.
It's a lot is the answer to the question.
It's a lot.
You've done it many, many, many times. Does this one feel different because it's two very small markets relative to what we're typically used to, whether it's a Miami or a Los Angeles or Boston or something like that?
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And it's not just because they're small markets. It's because, like, even when it was – okay, so I've done a lot of, like, San Antonio finals, right? San Antonio against the Heat. But that was still San Antonio against the Heat. And Miami, technically speaking, is not a huge market, but they had LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. They had this huge
and it's Miami
superstar trio. Yeah, it's Miami, and they had this like vibe about them. So even the small market ones that I've done before, like they didn't feel like this. Like this is we have two young players who could be superstars in this league. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander absolutely has the profile for it. Tyrese Halliburton has the profile for it. Shai is the MVP. Mm-hmm. But they're early in their branding of being superstars, right? Like they haven't, they may have arrived from a basketball sense, but in terms of the cultural zeitgeist,
like a famous component to it. They're great players, but they're not famous people.
Exactly. Like Anthony Edwards has more of that amongst the young players.
Mm-hmm.
You get that. I did that first, like, Warriors-Cavs one. And, I mean, again, every single time I covered the Cavs, like, Cleveland's not a huge market, but LeBron was there, right? So LeBron and Steph and Kevin Durant, like, those guys are a different level of famous. Even a couple years ago when it was Denver against Miami still had, like, Jimmy Butler, And in Denver, Jokic was sort of this – he definitely was there from a basketball standpoint. I think he had become – more of a famous person because of all the debate around the MVP every year. So he was getting there, but there was a little more superstar appeal because of Jimmy Butler. So this one is different. I mean, I think there's the national ratings have been pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
From what I read, I mean that's expected.
Yeah, that's not a surprise at all. I mean,
it's not a surprise.
This is a group of good team or a pairing of good teams, but the stories like LeBron is inherently a story. Steph Curry is inherently a story. Anything Laker related is a story. Anything Celtics related is a story. This is a basketball series.
Yeah, and also it's hard to hate any of these.
Yeah,
teams. They're really likable. You said this. I was driving around when I was in town last week, and you said this. You go, I'm having a hard time with this finals because I can't root against you. There's no one I really dislike. I like everyone here. I get it. I totally get that.
You need to move. You need to move me one way or the other. You need to make me want one team to win or one team to lose, and neither of these teams does that. Yeah, I mean it's very interesting covering this because I try to see all of these as a challenge for me as a writer to find good stories and to make it interesting. And so yesterday I did a story on Jenny Busek, who is the assistant coach for the Pacers. She's the first front of the bench female assistant in the NBA. She's a single mom. She brings her daughter on the road with her. The Pacers pay for her to come whenever they're away for more than 3 nights. It's really incredible how she does it. And by the way, she's running their defense. Like she's not just, like on the back of the bench and, giving some player development. She's running their defense. And she has a great story. I did 2 nights ago on when Tyrese hit his shot in game 1. I wrote a Halliburton story about how he had lost his confidence at the beginning of the year because he didn't play on the Olympic team. And he tried to act like, I was like the kid who got an A on a group project and I didn't even do anything. He tried to act like it was no big deal, but it really hurt his confidence. I mean, I can come up with stories day to day. I've done with the Thunder. I've done a Lou Dort story. I mean, I was the Dortcher Chamber. That was a good one, Mm-hmm.
But it's like these are like all really positive stories and nice. There's no real drama. There's no real controversy. And like I like it. I'm a person we said at the beginning, I'm like a glass half full. I like happy stories, and I think those stories have actually done fairly well based on like what my editor told me and like how people reading it.
Mm-hmm.
But do they do as well as stories that kind of have a little drama or controversy? I don't know.
So with the drama and controversy idea, kind of a two-part question. This is Sawatsky would hate what I'm about to do to you right now.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the double-barreled. Tell me the mechanics, the logistics of having to get approval from another team to talk to their coach, and then conversely, like if the Knicks just wanted Jason Kidd, can't they just go buy him? Can't they just make kind of a Godfather offer that the Mavericks or whatever coach they would want to do? Can't they just kind of, okay, you won't let us talk to him, but we're just going to keep offering you things until you say yes?
They could, but here's how this usually works. I've covered a couple of these. So one was Jason Kidd early on when he went to, I think it was when, wasn't he like traded from the Nets
to the Bucks? Yeah.
Yeah. And then the one I covered pretty closely was Doc Rivers when he went from the Celtics to the Clippers. Okay. And usually what happens is there's a little feeder to it. The names leak a little bit, and then the coach in question, he finds a way to send word whether he's interested or not. And if he's interested, then that's when things pick up. And if he's not really interested, then the team will ask permission and get denied. Or they will just kind of go away quietly. Like you heard Jay Wright's name come up, and he sent word pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm happy being a broadcaster. I'm not interested.
Okay.
So that's usually how it works.
So with the Knicks specifically and the Mavs specifically, what's a better gig? The Mavs gig where you're presumably going to have Cooper Flagg, who may or may not be special. Time will tell. You got Kyrie Irving, who's a high-level NBA player, or the New York Knicks, who are the New York Knicks.
For job security, I'd stay in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because you got Cooper Flagg.
And time, right?
But there's something about New York, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's something exciting about New York, and you have that relationship with Jalen Brunson, and you have a pretty, you have a team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're pretty good, and the East is wide open. Like, I don't know that I'd want to be in the West. I know they traded Luka and all that, but I think they got a pretty good team coming back. I think that's a pretty good squad.
And the patience in New York, they were in the conference finals for, you can talk about the circumstances that they got there, but who cares? They were there. The only way to upgrade is to go to the finals. The Knicks haven't been in the finals in forever. That is a high bar to clear, even in the East, to get through. If that's the only way that you're considered a success, I'd stay in Dallas.
I probably would, but I probably would too, but it depends on what you want out of your life.
Yeah.
Like Jason's made a lot of money. He likes being in the NBA. Look, if he goes to New York and it ends badly in 3 seasons, and then Cooper Flagg is like the next Tim Duncan.
Right.
He's probably going to feel pretty stupid, But, which is probably the most likely outcome. But what if you win?
Yeah. Then you're a legend.
Like, what if? Yeah, then you're a legend. And what if you win and they could go get Kevin Durant in a few weeks. They could go get there's a bunch of guys out there that the Knicks are well positioned to go trade for if they have the opportunity. I don't quite have as many draft picks as like San Antonio or something, but I think they have some good players that people would want. I don't know, if you win and you're a legend and like it's New York,
it's different.
That's pretty attractive to me,
All right, last question before I let you go. How much practice time will you log between now and July 11th when we take the field?
Okay, so it also somewhat depends on when these finals end.
Sure.
I'm rooting for a short series. I have been on a 7-game, a 7-game, and a 6-game series so far. Momo needs a break. I'm tired. This has been a lot of travel for me. So I'm kind of if it ends quick, then I have a bunch of radio days right after the finals. I would love to just drive home after those radio days and get some work in. There's cages out in Simi. So I think what I'll do is I'll go hit a couple times. And then I might go practice with my friend, 12-year-old softball team again.
Oh, good. Perfect. That's about the level of competition that we're working with.
Yeah. Oh no, they're better than us.
Oh, okay,
This
I believe
logo,
you.
They can kick our ass.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me either. Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But I went out there last time like a little too late. Like I probably should have gone out there earlier. And so I think I'll probably get to the cages at least twice, and maybe I'll get 1 or 2 times out there with like the 12-year-olds.
All right. Well, that's more than I'll be doing.
Know?
I'll be
But
holding
I
down
want to
first
throw
base.
the ball around. I also need to test my hamstring because like last time when I tested it, it was still grabbing on me. I tore my hamstring in January of like 2024.
I don't want you to get
Why is it still
hurt.
grabbing on me?
Yeah, I don't want you to get
It's
hurt. I'm going to give
ridiculous.
you a small little secret to my prep schedule and how I've been able to go through 3 of these without getting hurt. You ready?
Yeah.
Don't try.
Yeah. Yeah, I see you. I see you. You jog very slowly.
Don't run. Look, I have not run fast in 30 years. I'm not just going to break it out on a random Friday night and end up, in traction. It's just not going to happen. Right? I will mosey.
Run fast in 30. Do you know when I run fast? There's 2 times in my life I run fast. When I'm late for a flight or one of my kids is running down the street. Then I can motor.
That's it. The only time I have hey, I got to go as fast as I can go right now is when you see your kid getting away from you headed towards a dangerous situation. That's it.
Yes, that's right.
Even a flight.
Yep,
I'd rather miss the flight than tear my hamstring. I'm good.
I'm late for a lot of flights, as you might imagine. And so I've kind of learned how to do this stride because I'm wheeling a bag too, so it's not like a full on sprint. So you kind of ramp up and then you're kind of striding. You know what I mean? Did you ever do striders out there? It was 75%.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sprinting, but then I get a little winded. I'll be in Denver and I'm like, whoo.
Well,
okay, it's altitude here. I'm dying.
Mine is not a wind issue. Mine is a elasticity issue.
Oh yeah. Well, it's all about the when and how do you accelerate? You
Yes.
can't do any quick bursts. No quick bursts.
No quick bursts. No effort
No way.
beyond on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm maxing out at a 2.5. That's what we're doing. But we're going to shock the world, Momo. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
I feel it. Yeah, I'm going to hit better this year.
Yeah, me too.
That's my goal.
Me too. Maybe I'll take a swing or two. Probably not, but
North
maybe.
of 0.
Yeah, north of 0 will be my effort. Thanks, Momo.
Thanks, guys.
You got it. Yeah. Look. I know that I have the black cloud that follows me around. I'm aware of it. Everybody oh, you're so... No, I know. You don't think I'd rather be positive? You don't think that I would rather be the guy that's hey, everything's going to work out. It's great. Yeah, no, it's totally great that Tyler Glasnow never pitches. It's great that Blake Snell's throwing 90. It's fine. I'd love to be that guy. It's just, I'm not. But that Momo and I are seeing our team the same way, yeah. That's not good.
How uncomfortable were you when she said she was late? She misses a couple flights. Dog.
See, this is why I'm I'm not. The only way I'm going to miss a flight is if my Uber driver has a breakdown. I'm fine. I'm going to make it.
Okay, speaking of flights and stuff, I know you probably won't use this, but will you use the people mover when it's here?
Sure.
I mean, next year.
Sure.
I've been seeing people. I have my TikTok is full of a lot of people using LA Transit because I love to use LA Transit.
Right.
And people are timing out how long it takes. I'm super excited for that. I know it's not really what we're talking about, but
it needs to work. I am not adverse to public transportation for any other reason than it's inconvenient.
It took me. So I left my place in mid city.
Yeah.
And I was going to Highland Park on last Saturday. It took me an hour.
Yeah,
but that's actually about the same amount it would take me to drive. Because it's going through downtown and through some really busy areas. And so I didn't have to, I was going to a place where I was going to drink, so I didn't have to drink. Or I could drink and take the train home.
It needs to be a better option for me, not an equal option. It needs to be, hey, if you jump on the people mover, the train, and you get an hour of your day back, half hour there, half hour coming back, that's a big difference.
That's big time.
But if it's the same... I'd like the convenience of swinging through Carnitas El Momo on my way home and grabbing something to eat. The train's not going to stop for me.
I wonder if they're open today.
I don't know. I hope so. All right. MLB put out a player poll asking some of the questions, and the players got them mostly wrong.
And none of them were who is the most overrated player to go give fire to an MLB player out there. Like Halliburton?
Yes. This is mostly right, but a little wrong. It's coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey, it's Mace. In tough times, a lot of people find themselves owing money to the IRS. It can really weigh you down, and you're confused about the right way to handle it. And all those scary ads on the radio about the IRS, they don't help. Tax relief advocates want you to relax, knowing that whether you owe $5,000, $50,000, $500,000 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS another day. TRA has a proven 3-step tax resolution process, plus they're experts at working with special programs available from the IRS to help taxpayers get back on track. Easy to see why they have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you owe money to the IRS and feel trapped, don't lose hope. Tax relief advocates could reduce or even eliminate your debt. End your tax nightmare today. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Again, 800-575-1482.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Did DeMarco lose our number?
He didn't call back, did he?
No. Maybe
called
this
the first hour.
this is him right here. Who knows? Maybe he's coming back in. I don't know. I got bad news for you. We just talked with Momo.
Yeah.
And even Momo, who's very positive, very
extremely
glass house full,
positive,
very silver lining. She's like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, she also tends to lean very heavily Mace.
Yeah.
So if she's on the opposite team, she's going to go.
Well, no, this was not her affection for Steve Mason. This was she's looked at the roster and she knows what she's talking about.
No offense to you or anybody else on our team. Outside of Mario, it's all very average.
Do you think that you could offend me on my softball abilities? Did you think that was something that was
I
an
thought
option?
it was possible in some sense.
No, not really. DeMarco, you remembered the number again? You called us back?
Oh, DeMarco.
Yes, I remembered the number. What's up, folks?
Nothing. You just said you were going to call me right back. That was an hour and a half ago.
It's been nonstop. We went from Higbee to Jimmy Garoppolo to Devonte Adams, and the whole room stopped.
Oh, Jimmy G.
Man, you can tell a superstar when you see him. You really can. The dude is just unbelievable aura. So it's been nonstop. So this is our big break. So what's up, fellas? What's going on?
Were you in his aura? Like, does you feel like
He glows.
like SGA? You were around.
Aura.
Thank you for letting me into your aura.
Combined for like 30 seconds. We had like combined aura. We became like, like the glove of Thanos. We could rule the universe. How about that?
Did anybody say anything that made your eyebrows go up?
Not much. We have them doing these little social things where they are They're calling Jared Verse's touchdown run when Kyron Williams went into the end zone upside down. So they're doing play-by-play. A lot of fun. The outtakes have been funnier, but yeah, I mean, just these guys, they're all pros. Who was the best one so far, in your opinion, guys? Who was the best one in here? Quentin Lake? Quentin Lake was awesome. I thought Stafford was who? Steve Avila. I mean, just the dudes that you know are probably going to wind up in the media after. But everybody's been great. Talking to Travis and Greg. Oh, yeah. So Chris did, hello, Matthew Stafford, in honor of you to Matthew Stafford's face.
Oh, did he do it?
It was awesome.
Oh, that's
right
great.
to his face.
I love it.
I got to know the reaction.
What was Matthew Stafford's reaction to getting, Matthew Stafford?
Oh, Matthew Stafford.
His eyes darted to me like, is this guy all right? I'm like, yeah, he's good.
Well, he's not, but that's a whole other question. That's
it's just Chris.
Cool? Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has
Were
Anthony?
you guys just talking about softball again?
Yeah, and that well, you're on the right team. You're on the team that's got like 9 good players. We're on the team that has 1.5.
Like you're on the Dodgers.
Teams, Travis?
Huh?
We're on opposite teams?
We are.
How the hell did that happen?
You're on Team Mace. I'm on Team Cap. And yeah, and you were way underdrafted, and I was way overdrafted.
Okay, Bergman, what team are you on?
I'm on Trav's team. So basically, put it this way, DeMarco, you're on the Dodgers, and we're on the Rockies.
Go that far. We still got to go play. We still got to go play.
Dodgers and White Sox?
They're basically the same.
I've won once. I'm 1-2 in the 3 previous matches. The only one we won was when Beto walked us off.
1-2 too. So so that would be Am I 2-1 or 1-2? I know I've won once, and I couldn't wait to tell Clinton Yates because that's when I first met him. Like we beat you.
I know
he was
this.
The first guy I ran to.
You're 1-1
back then.
You're 1-1, DeMarco.
1-1. Okay.
I know this.
We're guaranteed to break the streak.
Emily's 0-3, and she's on my team.
0-4, mind you, I think. Or is this the
This is 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's the mush in this. We're not even sure if Kasim has ever worn a glove before. He's on my team.
I don't think he has.
I would bet he can play a little bit. Everybody grows up playing baseball and softball at some point, right?
Not everybody.
He says he played.
Not everybody.
He's an athlete playing basketball. I told this earlier, but when I talked to Carlo about Kasim in the batting cage, he said the bat was swinging him.
He's skinny.
Swinging him. Okay. Well, just get him on base and then let him wreak havoc on the base path. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Yeah, but I'm trying not to take this thing way too seriously again. I get in game mode and I can't stop. I start to hate people after a while.
Follow my lead. If you want a
okay.
primer on how not to take it too seriously, just stick with me.
Beto's tailgate first?
Beto's tailgate first, during, and after.
Unfortunately, Beto won't be there. Someone else has to take over the mantle of the Beto tailgate.
The Memorial Beto tailgate.
Memorial.
I nominate myself.
All right, bring your 7 coolers.
I don't
and
need
we'll be
7.
good.
I got one that'll take care of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. So what else is going on?
Wow. Nothing. Just who are we waiting on next? Who's coming in? Got Rob Havenstein, Puka Nakua's coming in, and we have Ferguson, the rookie's coming in.
Oh, okay.
And who's the last one, Chris? And Byron Young is our last one. So, yeah, we're going to round this thing up and wrap this thing up. So, been a lot of fun. Wish I could be there. Wish you guys could be here with us right now. This is a lot of fun. No BS. No, there's a good vibe around this football team. You're starting to hear rumblings about this feels like 2021. Now, that's way out there. That's too far. That's way too far to be talking about that right now. But there is a good vibe around this football team. So let's hope that keeps up into the fall.
I don't think it's too far to say it feels like that. To say it's going to end up like that may be too far because time will tell. But it certainly does feel like it. I've been saying that since the end of last season where they got close, and it feels like they're reloading, and they're willing to spend, and they're willing to do different things. Devonte Adams, like you said, you talked to a minute ago, he was talking about all those good vibes. This feels very similar to 2021.
I mean, just seriously, as far as star power, I guess getting Matthew Stafford, that was a franchise changer. But I can't think of too many guys that have come in from other teams that have created this much buzz as Devonte Adams is creating here. Like, it's permeating through the entire team. You've got somebody special to go with your special quarterback. So if everybody stays healthy, special things should happen here.
Did you talk Taco Bell with him?
You know, I did apologize, kind of off, because I told you way back in the day, full disclosure, when we were watching that Netflix special, that receiver, I said I did not like him. I take it all back.
You like him now?
I like him now. I really do.
Because of Taco Bell
player.
or because he's good at football?
Right. He really likes the gordita crunches.
He's going to be here.
Who doesn't?
I do. I miss a gordita crunch. I wish I had one right now. I'm really
It's like
hungry.
a double
no
whole
doubt.
taco. It's like you got a taco and then you've got another taco stuck to the outside of it. It's like, who says no to a double
Delicious.
taco? Yeah.
Travis, it's good driving food. It does not spill. See?
Yes.
And you get full off one. There you go.
Well, speak for yourself, but it's it is a good driving food, but it doesn't come with the box. You got the wrapper. You got to maneuver around.
If
You
you
don't need
get
it. See, it stays together. See, Greg, let me see your hand. This is how you do it. Put your hand up to the camera so I can see. No, the other way. You got to cradle it like this.
like
There.
this,
So
I
you
can't.
got
I
the
can't
box?
see you. I don't know.
Yeah, you got. Show them, Travis, how to do it. You got the box here,
so
and the burger and the, and the other fingers.
The clamshell opens
and
like
then you
this.
eat.
Right.
You put,
And then you got to put your hand up like you're driving. Put your hand up like you're driving, and then so you eat. There you go. See, and nothing falls down. Right there.
It's good
See?
advice.
There you go.
It's good advice.
It is good advice. But if you're going to get full off of one gordita crunch, then you can't do 9 beers and 9 hot dogs. That's just not possible.
Well, it could get me home. I should have said full. I said it could satisfy me enough to get home.
Okay.
Then I could.
Fair
start.
enough. Fair
yes.
enough.
We were talking about the 999 earlier, and I know you're going to make it. My only question is, I don't think you're going to realize how lousy you're going to feel after you make it.
You know, it's that we asked Steve Avila, we've asked Kevin Dodson, some of the bigs, the guys you know, about that very same 999, and they gave me the same look I gave you. What's the big deal?
We'll see.
It's only 9 beers and 9 hot dogs.
You're going to make it, and you're going to feel terrible afterwards.
Especially the next day, middle of the night, 12
Travis,
o'clock.
Middle of the night.
Travis, look me in the eye. Look me in the eye, Travis. Right here. Can you see me?
Yeah, go there.
Gotcha.
Okay. Not only am I going to crush it, I'm going to set a record. And I might eat your hot dog.
I'm only having 2. You can have as many. I'll buy you as many as you want.
Don't use that. Delete that.
Save that. Graham, cut it, pull it.
Not happening.
Delete that. Never to be played again.
All right. Make sure that Matthew Stafford knows that I'm thinking of him, and then we'll check in
Matthew
with you.
Stafford.
Actually, you're gonna be gone for a couple of days.
Oh, my God.
I'll see you next week.
See you next week, man.
All
See
right,
you,
brother.
Greg.
Bye.
Bye, Emily. All right.
Emily's the mush.
The mush. Yeah, this team is just an absolute disaster. I actually want to be positive about it, looking at it and thinking to myself, we can win.
No, we can't.
There's something there. There's some people there.
We can win.
There just isn't.
Here's how we can. There's a path to victory, but it's a specific path. We're going to need a lot of partner help.
Oh yeah, all the partners.
Or
Every one of
angels
them.
in the outfield.
We're going to need
Get in the
Danny
dugout, you're
Glover
gonna
to
be-
show up and take us through the rest of it. We need some partner help.
Yeah.
If we get partner help, it could be a game changer.
Maybe Children's Dental Fun Zone.
Oh, yeah.
Could be helpful.
Wow, Emily, I like how you did that.
That guy played last year.
ESPN
Amazing.
LA 710 and Children's Dental Fun Zone present the T-Ball Tee-Off. It's part of what we've been talking about all day. ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday Night, happening 1 month from today, July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Kids ages 7 to 12 can swing big and be part of the All-Star action. You can sign up right now, ESPNLA.com. Click on the T-Ball Tee-Off card and find the sign-up for your designated age group. Children's Dental Fun Zone. Sparkling smiles, happy kids, hot and cold coming up next.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday Night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, crowd rocking for Rotolo Chevrolet's top hitter, Mike Capozio. He's facing off with the Bulldog, and these two have quite the history. Here's the pitch. Oh, and he got all of it. That ball is out of here like a red Corvette, and it's going and going and going. Yes!
Dad, are you having that dream again?
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? Just 9 miles from downtown LA and near the 710 freeway, it's completely reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and upgraded amenities. We're also home to California's largest card room jackpot ever, $3.7 million. New players score $30 in match play when they say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino, come see what everyone's talking about.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR 001291. GAR 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
As you know, we've welcomed the new partner here at 710 ESPN, NextGen. NextGen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week. Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to NextGen. Boy, time for Who's Hot? Who's Cold? Take it away, Producer M.
Aloha. Buenos dias.
Hody, hody. So
burn it down, whatever DeMarco says.
Shoot.
Yeah.
So what's hot is owners on the sidelines. Carly Irsay Gordon, who is now the owner of the Colts, after her dad passed away.
Yeah.
This is not new information because she has been doing this for a while. She's been in the organization for a while, but she talked about how she wants to wear headphones on the sideline.
A headset.
Headsets. And she also has these, not only a headset, but she has also a call sheet on the sideline.
Like Sean McVay.
And she says this because on ESPN, in an article there, she says, I need to be able to say this person is full of BS. Do they even know what they're talking about? Is it such a it is such a complex organism, a football team, and how it operates. You can say, oh, that person ran the route the wrong way. Then you learn, oh, someone tagged the wrong wide receiver, and it wasn't really the player's fault. It's the person that called it. So she wants to be able to have the full breadth of knowledge to get to what the problem with her team is. So whether it's the play call is bad, the player took the wrong route, the quarterback couldn't get in the ball.
Yeah.
I think it's a really smart thing if you are an owner of an organization, but it's also unusual, it seems.
It is unusual, and I agree it could be smart. But it could be smart if you are able to discern what went wrong. Because now, if you, for instance, the 32 owners in the NFL, right? The Packers, whatever, it doesn't matter. Maybe Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones played college football, is, like Jerry Jones might be able to look at a diagram of a play, watch its execution, and be able to say, oh, that didn't work because the guard missed his assignment on the eye. He might be able to do that. Maybe she can. I don't know. But if she cannot, then she's relying on somebody to tell her what went wrong. And
it's the translation.
That's what I'm saying. And unless I could listen to the transcript or the play-by-play of a rocket launch, and if the thing blew up, I don't know what went wrong. I don't know who missed their assignment. I would still need somebody that knows rocket science to tell me, oh, this is the guy that blew it.
Yeah, then you turn to Roman Roy.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm listening to. So she may, I don't know, she might not, but it's interesting if you had this deep football knowledge to be able to say, oh, our corner was supposed to be in press coverage and he was playing cover 2. But if you don't know, what the hell do I know what I'm even looking at?
But it's also the issue that you might get into when you're managing someone or you're the boss of somebody, that if you are looking at their emails, if you're looking at all these things, you might you might want this information, but your employees actually might do better work if they don't know this. If you don't know the information.
It's a very interesting idea if it's being executed right. I just don't know if it's being executed right.
What's cold is Venmo, and Venmo honestly should do something about this because it's not just the person I'm going to talk about that has this issue. It's kind of rampant amongst professional athletes or even non-professional athletes, like college athletes. So
professional athletes.
Yeah, now they're professional.
Right,
they are getting paid. So Scotty Scheffler said that he had to delete his Venmo account because of the amount of bettors that were requesting money from him. So if you don't use Venmo, there are two modes that you can use Venmo. You can pay and you can request. And to request doesn't mean it's taken out of that person's bank account. They just got a notification says like, Emily requested $50 from Travis, and Travis can fulfill that or not, fulfill that or ignore it.
Yeah.
But Scotty was just inundated with people who lost bets off of Scotty's ill or good performance,
right?
And thought it was a good idea to joke around and request money from Scotty.
So here's the part that I'm genuinely asking, and if you are a gambler or you play a lot of these games, go ahead and call us 877-710-ESPN or send me a tweet at Travis Rogers, whatever. What's the win here? Like what? And I'm not talking like a financial win. What is the purpose of? I bet on Scotty Scheffler to win a tournament, and Rory McIlroy wins instead, and I send Scotty Scheffler a "you owe me $50" Venmo request. Is that funny? Or do you expect him to send like what? Do you turn him? Oh, I did. I sent Scotty Scheffler. Like what is the win in all of this? I don't understand it. Just to be a jackass?
Probably. I don't think they're thinking, and I think that's what's happening is that they're so blinded by.
But do they expect some sort of
acknowledgement
or some sort of restitution out of this? Because, dude, you're the one that made the bet.
Yes.
Scotty Scheffler didn't say bet on me or else.
Right. Own up to your decision to make a bet on somebody.
You placed a bet.
And
over
by
something
definition,
you have no control over.
By definition, a bet is a chance. You're betting on something. You have no guarantee that you will return any of your money.
If you're doing it because you think it's funny, it's not. And if you're doing it because you're hoping for some sort of restitution, you're not going to get it. So stop doing it. It's dumb.
All right, so not hot and cold anymore. But what are you watching, Travis? So you gave me a tease. You gave me a tease in our meeting, and you said that I was asking if you watched Stick yet. You had not watched Stick yet,
but I plan to.
Yeah, and because I had watched the most recent episode that came out last night, and then you said that you were watching a show that that I watch,
quasi Stick related,
and that you kind of liked.
Who's Hot, Who's Cold is brought to you by NextGen, the official AC Heat and Plumbing Company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3NextGen or nextgenairandplumbing.com. I was home yesterday, and I was going to watch an episode of Stick. Episode Stick is on Apple Plus TV, so I go to the
Apple TV Plus,
whatever. I click on the tile to open it up, and one of the things that I see before Stick was the John Hamm show, which I've already forgot its name.
I don't watch that.
Oh, you don't watch that?
Your Friends and Neighbors.
Oh,
but I
Friends and
knew
Neighbors.
you would like it.
Yes,
like because it feels
okay.
like it's in that range of a guy you know, a guy you trust, and like it's not that like difficult of a show.
No,
it's not super saccharine.
It's not. It's
yes.
dark.
Yeah,
it's and I liked it a lot.
Chris watches it.
I turned it on, and I'm like, okay, and it hooked me right away. It's about this very rich guy that has a bunch of stuff go wrong.
Rich,
and I'll
good
leave it at
looking,
that. All of those things has and stuff starts to go wrong. It completely sucked me in.
Great.
And I will watch. I actually stopped watching after one episode because I know Susan will really like it as well. So I know that she's going to want to catch up, so we're going to watch it together. So I didn't want to rewatch multiple episodes, but I really liked it.
The thing is, Apple TV Plus has great content. Like the content is fantastic. The marketing around the content is almost zero, and the shows can either be fantastic or run of the mill. They're always well done. They're always well executed. They look good because of the money that's put into it. And I do think they had to do some restructuring because they kind of knocked off the person that was in charge of that. And after this, if you enjoy Your Friends and Neighbors, then go watch Presumed Innocent. I know you've already seen it, but the ending is different. They do approach it from a different way, and you might like it.
I probably will. I like John Hamm. There's very few things I've seen John Hamm in that I don't like, and this was right in the sweet
Did you
spot.
finish watching the Dodgers doc?
No.
Yeah, no. I'm episode 2 and 3. I need.
So I've watched the first 2. The first one I loved because it was the Freddie home run. It was the lead up to the Freddie home run. It brought the second one. I feel like I'd seen it.
That
already.
was the boring games.
Yeah.
Then the last one is the big game.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the 5th inning.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I will not revisit that.
You might.
No.
But you watch documentaries all the time.
I do because they hit me in a way. This one in the middle episode, it lost me.
So if you haven't seen it, it's basically a pitch by pitch of the World Series.
Yeah.
And
it's well done, but it's just it feels like a very long episode of This Week in Baseball that I've seen 100 times.
I do think it's because that middle episode was the worst games of the series, which is either a blowout one way or the other, and there wasn't a lot of great stuff happening in like games 2 through 4. Game 5 is the last episode, which is the 5th inning, which is actually really great.
My TV viewing, I know myself well enough to know that once I've decided I don't need to see this anymore,
go back?
I'm never going back. And that's where I landed on
Something
that.
else on Apple TV Plus or Plus TV.
Yeah.
TV Plus.
Echo Valley. You heard of Echo Valley, the movie?
I don't think he's going to like that.
No, but it's like a thriller thing. It's Sydney Sweeney's in it.
He's not going to like it. Travis, I know you well enough. You're not going to like Echo Valley.
Give me the elevator pitch.
Jorge, you've seen it.
No, I haven't seen it. We saw the story the news did for it yesterday, and Brenda's like, "Oh, we gotta watch it," and we're planning on watching this movie. But it's a thriller. I guess it's like somebody goes on a killing spree or something like that. Emily? Am I right?
What's the
yeah,
elevator
it's
pitch?
kind of okay. So here's let me read you like the log line from it stars Sydney Sweeney and Julianne Moore.
Go on.
And IMDb describes it as Kate is dealing with a personal tragedy while owning and training horses in Echo Valley. An isolated and picturesque place.
Okay.
When her daughter, Claire, arrives at her doorstep, frightened, trembling, and covered in someone else's blood.
Oh.
The way they covered it yesterday for the news, it was cool. Like me and Brenda were in. We're like,
Here's what has to happen. This is a probably not, but not a hard no. This is what it is. It's 9:30 on a Friday night. I've had my martini and an edible, and I'm in a certain mood, and I want to see something that might lead to something.
That might not be it.
Okay.
So who knows? I mean, are you going to purchase? Did you see that story about Sydney Sweeney's the bath soap she was selling?
I got that. Instagram is feeding me that like it's oxygen, and I'm like, guys. Look, Sydney Sweeney is beautiful. I actually think she's a pretty good actor. All these things.
Sure,
I like Sydney Sweeney, but that's gross.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
What are people
That's
doing?
gross.
And it's sold out in seconds.
Bath water is just like the phrase itself is just horrid. It's tepid, filmy, scummy. Like it just sounds wretched.
Some people are into that.
It's sold out.
They did that for Saltburn, which is another bathwater adjacent scene. They sold bathtubs with a little bit of water.
First of all, a bath is just by definition revolting.
Tell that to Cappy.
Second of all, anybody else's bath is just even 1,000 times worse. No, I don't know. I just picture. The last time I dealt with a bath was when my children were little and I had to give them a bath
because they couldn't take a shower.
Right, and it was just even their little kids. They're just it's just gross.
Well, they're especially gross because they're little kids.
I know,
but yeah. So I guess Echo Valley is off for you, or maybe on. Who knows?
I'll check it out. I'll let you know.
Look, it stars Sydney Sweeney and Julianne Moore. Is okay,
but
then I
horses.
heard horses. I'm like.
But horses are great, Travis.
No, they're not. No,
horses
they're not.
are the best.
They're huge.
Yes.
They're unpredictable.
And beautiful.
They're
run
majestic. I understand that. And no, hard pass on horse. Hard pass on animals, quite frankly. Animals can stay over there. I'll be over here and animals can go over there. Travis, not team animals. The Dump coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Mark your calendars, SoCal. The High Desert Beer and Wine Festival returns to the Palmdale Amphitheater on Saturday, June 21st from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sample craft brews from regional breweries, sip fine wines, and enjoy tasty food trucks while rocking out to live performances from Eve 6, DJ A1, and some of the best cover bands around. It's the tastiest party of the summer. Tickets available at highdesertbeerandwinefest.com. General admission and VIP options available. That's highdesertbeerandwinefest.com.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ, that's JOEQ, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York. Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
It's time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
Time for the dump. Maybe get some Sweeney soap and helps the dump get better.
You want to do your male soap rant right here?
Okay, yeah. You guys are talking about the male soap that you like because Dr. Squatch put out the Sweeney bathwater soap.
Which Dr. Squatch, I like a bunch of their soaps.
But it's so funny to me that every male soap is like gravel, wood.
I like the bourbon barrel wood one.
Tar.
I like the tar
you
one.
talk about how you have tar as your
Not
soap.
crazy about that one because it turns your shower black, but I like how it
Why
smells.
would you want to smell like tar?
It doesn't smell like tar.
So then the women's
It looks like tar.
But then the women's side is like butterfly flowers and clean air and whatever. And it's like, so the men's one has just these very rough things, which again, you're trying to make your body smooth and nice while you're
No,
gonna
because
rub it with
I can't speak
gravel.
for every man. I will speak for myself here, but we don't use the tools that you guys use in the showers.
But you don't have to. Why? But I would not be surprised if there's a Dr. Squatch soap that's called Tools. But then
you guys, like in my shower, obviously I share it with my wife.
Yeah.
She's got apparatuses in there that I don't even know what they're for.
Yeah, sure.
Like there's a file, there's a scrubber thing, there's a long skinny scrubber thing, there's the round scrubber thing,
But
there's
we
the
would
scrubber
love
thing that looks like a face, there's there's all these different things
I can tell
in
you
there.
what it is. It's things to get your dead skin away.
Oh, okay, but we don't have those. So if I have a bar of soap that's got a little abrasiveness in it, aren't we accomplishing the to it? Yes, Jorge.
But the
Sometimes
thing
I like to
is
exfoliate.
is that
Thank
the
you.
men's soap is like gravel, hard
good.
man.
Makes me
and
smell
then,
like a man.
And then the women's is nice and flowery, and then we get charged 20% more for the pink tax.
And it's a square,
Lovely.
too, right? It's like a square of
I don't
tar.
like that it's square.
Oh,
It
I
has to
love
get
that.
the ring because it gets a little pointy.
Yeah, no one.
God.
You have to use the points first.
I want to do this really quick because we're running out of time in the dump. But today's the anniversary in 1982 with E.T. the Extraterrestrial, so Steven Spielberg classic, and then in 1993, Jurassic Park was released. And Stephen King is the king to me of
Steven
summer.
Spielberg.
Sorry, not Stephen King. Steven Spielberg is the king of summer movies. So
Yeah.
you have E.T., you have Jurassic Park, you have Jaws, you have what's the one with Tom Cruise? It's Minority Report.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other ones that you're like, this guy invented the summer movie, because summer movies used to be the dead zone where no one released anything.
Jaws
and then Jaws
was the
happened
first big
in
summer
1974,
blockbuster.
and that's why summer movies exist.
Where
He's the
was
king.
I? I was at the grocery store, Costco, something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Where they were selling wine, and I was looking through the wines, and there was 2 Jaws wines. Have you seen these?
Have.
Yeah. One of them is like blue Gatorade. It's the color of blue Gatorade. I came this close to buying it just because it looked cool.
Again, what men would buy is Jaws wine.
I like wine. I like good wine.
Yeah.
I don't know wine great, but I'm not a complete novice either. Like I have a little bit of education in this department. It just looked like blue Gatorade in a Jaws bottle, and I wanted it.
Dr. Squatch, if you're listening, make a Jaws soap.
It's priced wrong. It's a little too expensive for a gag.
But that's also why they know people will buy it, because it's the anniversary.
Was it $40?
Cool.
It was less than that. It needs to be 4.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's one of those they'll put it there. Look what I got. But it was a little.
And it's so 1993 for Steven Spielberg also might be the best year for a director of all time, because he had Jurassic Park and Schindler's List in the same year. But then the only person I think could rival this would be Francis Ford Coppola in 1974 with Godfather Part 2 and The Conversation. So I love Spielberg, big fan.
He's pretty good at what he does.
Remember the ride at Universal Studios? They have the ride. You get on the bikes.
I know of it, haven't experienced
and
it.
at the end of the ride, E.T. would be there. He would point at you, and he would know your name.
Oh, really?
That was awesome. That's.
I haven't been to Universal Studios since 1979.
Dang.
Yeah.
What up,
I know,
G-Fish?
you were like 30 years old, so.
No, yeah, I got a little G-Fish blind spot there. When I went, it was the Jaws thing where the shark would come out of the water.
That's still there, I think.
And where the 10 Commandment ride was like where you go to the tour and the ocean would separate.
Wow.
That movie's made in like the 50s, and they were still showing you that, so it's not at the top of my list. I'm sure it's a wonderful place to go visit. Little Super Crosstalk coming up next.
And on this Wednesday, be sure to join us at Islands in West Covina today, starting at noon with Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap at 3 p.m. Islands at 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina, for our LA versus San Diego watch party. Plus, if you want to play in our listener game on July 11th at All-Star Friday night, you can register in person. The Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue, right off the 10 and the 60 in West Covina. We'll be enjoying great food, cold drinks all afternoon long as LA takes on South-South. It all starts at noon today with Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN, and the Islands in West Covina. Islands Restaurants, fine burgers and drinks.
Thanks, Dad, for all the wisdom you've passed down to me that I promised to start using. Someday. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Father's Day freebie. Dads get a slick mechanical pencil free on Father's Day.
Number 2.
Billy Gardell, live July 12th.
And the number 1 reason.
Extreme gift giveaway. Get an HD Eternal drone when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 17th.
Morongo, good times.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
The biggest event of the summer is coming to Honda Center. Saturday, June 28th. Most Valuable Promotions presents global boxing star Jake Paul on his path to becoming world champion. Taking on Mexico's former world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. In the co-main event, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez defends his world titles against Cuba's knockout artist, Yuniel Dorticos. Former boxing and UFC champ Holly Holm returns live from the Honda Center on Saturday, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Ready for a delicious escape? The new Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K2560X 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
How are things at Islands, fellas?
Hey, what's
I'm sorry
going on,
I'm not
guys?
there. How is it out there?
Yeah. Poppin'. Beautiful day. Poppin'. Ready for some Dodgers baseball today. Great food, great beer, all that stuff happening. Lara's here. Andy Kamenetsky's filling in for John. Pepe is coming by today. We got a lot of stuff going on.
The VIP section right in front of us already filled.
Ready to go.
Already filled.
And by the way, we're going to make it into the second hour, and then we're going to go to Kike to finish the show. How about that?
You all should be so lucky.
How about Kike to finish the show? How about that last night?
I mean,
that was a disaster.
If you want to do it, ratio to ratio, you might not even get past the first half hour before you just give up on the show and let somebody else do it. That's what the Dodgers did. Punt it after the second inning.
Brutal. Just brutal. And by the way, I totally get it. I understand why they did it. It's not a great look and all that stuff to go to your utility guy to pitch the 6th and 7th. I mean, that's just – but they were not in it. And the reality is today you got a chance to win the series. And so you want the bullpen to be as fresh as possible. Don't burn high-leverage arms in a game where you're down 8-0.
No. I understand why they did it, but it was absolute garbage to have to sit through it and watch it. And if you had to pay for it, I could understand being aggravated by it. And especially – in comparison to what we saw the night before, which felt like a playoff game. It felt like a World Series berth was on the line, and then fast forward 24 hours, and it felt like a bad spring training game.
Speaking of the World Series and championships, I was looking at my team today, my 7-10 All-Star softball team, and I'll tell you, I took Cappy to school yesterday.
Mace,
I don't know how I even did this.
It was literally the next thing I was going to bring up. This needs to be reconfigured in some way, shape, or form.
What do you mean reconfigured?
This is a mismatch of epic proportions. This is, unless we get all of the partner juice, if we get all the Rotolo guys and the Dental Fun Zone guys, Team Cappy is undermanned.
Okay, but is it different from last year when Ireland drafted my team and we were completely undermanned? We lost that. I think we got mercy ruled.
It's the same in the sense that with Ireland drafting and Cappy drafting, both cases you have two idiots drafting.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I've learned from Andrew Friedman. By the way, your partner, DeMarco Farr, I got in the 6th round.
That's insane.
This is the whole point.
6th round.
DeMarco and I should have flip-flop spots. DeMarco should have been a high pick. I should have been a towards the bottom pick because DeMarco's going to go out there and try and bring effort. And I'm going to do what I've done the other 3 years, which is show up and have a good time.
You're kind of loped to first base.
Travis camps out at first base.
Travis
will. The only effort Travis will show in this game is fighting anybody who tries to play first, and therefore Travis would actually have to move around during the game.
But I admire Travis because he stays within himself. Stays within himself, and that's what I've never learned to do. That's why I've had so many calamitous.
Well, you don't play the field.
No, I do. I'm a DH manager. Not a lot of people do DH manager.
No, it's a seldom used role.
You know who did do? Interestingly, you know who did do it when I was working in the minor leagues? Tom Kelly did it. He was a DH manager for the Toledo Mudhens.
The old Twins manager?
Late 70s. The old Twins manager. Yeah, and I'll tell you, he could hit. He could hit. And by the way, in those days, you remember. And move on.
Gonna need a little
here's what
Tony Oliva. I was trying to think of Tony Oliva when he was in his late 50s was absolutely. He would show up at batting practice
and rake.
Knees knocked in and all that, but he would just drive the ball like crazy. Ron Washington was a player manager back in those days. They used to have player managers.
My fear, Mace, is what you described, which is that I am not able to leave under my own power, and the only way that I can come close to guaranteeing that is by no explosive movements, is by not getting it out of first gear and not playing anything other than first base. I will catch the ball. It
cannot be overstated how much I stretch before this game.
Really?
But you don't even have to do that, AK. You can just make sure that you don't try.
But even then, though, I have felt soreness in my shoulder from just tossing the softball back and forth in a warm-up. In the 2 games that I've played, I've barely done anything. There's been one ball hit to me in 2 games, and Travis will recall this. It was that pop fly.
Oh, I talked about it earlier today.
I remember the pop fly, yeah.
Your first response was, "Oh God, is that coming to me?" No, it's coming to Andy.
No,
Perfect.
I this is how I described it earlier, AK. So you were playing second, I was playing first.
Yep.
And there was a pop-up that was equidistant between the two of us. And it could have been a ball that either one of us were going to call, but I've never made a better decision that the second it left the bat, I'm like, I'm not getting it. And you were left kind of hanging, and you did your best, but you had a fist fight with a pop-up that you lost.
And that was a legit high pop-up.
No, that was a high pop-up. By our game standards, that was up there.
No, it was, but I was out of there. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Right, but other than that, like, I have not touched a ball in the field. I've gotten on base a couple times, but other than that, I've barely done anything in this game, and I'm sore.
Yeah, right.
Like,
well,
really sore.
2 years ago, I had the bad thing where the thing with the hands and the knees and all that was a bad one. And after that, I decided I'm going to change my position to manager hitter. Because last year, I was really excited because I thought at one point I had hit a home run. I hit a legitimate, but I hit it to the deepest part of the park.
Well, that's where the pitcher gave it to you, Mace. They were
part of the yard.
They were pitching away from your power. If you wanted to, you were going to make you pull something that you didn't want to pull.
Exactly. So what happened today? Was it just the Travis show?
Well, it was the Travis show. It was a little the Greg Bergman show. Little Momo, a little DeMarco Farr, a little Em and Jorge. Had my pal Doug McCain on. We talked with Sarah Barshop from ESPN. So we had a lot going on. But yes, it was me. When we had Momo on. And I think we can all agree that Momo is a glass half full person. She is an optimist.
She is an optimist.
And even she was feeling rather bleak about Team Cappy.
I heard this. I heard she was, and you know what? To me, Ramona's kind of a heart and soul person. If she's not believing, then you guys are in trouble. You got to have Ramona's heart at least. At least her heart. Has got to be in it.
Whatever happened to Ron Mitchell? Remember when Ron Mitchell was like the most coveted?
The hot thing?
Yeah, he was the most coveted draft pick possible.
He shut down Kirk that one year because Kirk was basically Reggie Jackson in the first game. He had 3 home runs.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, Kirk is the best player at the station, which he probably is.
Yep.
But then the next year, he did not have an impact on the game like he did the first year. So I think that the bloom was off the Kirk rose a little bit, and he somehow fell to your second pick. I don't know how, but there he is.
Yeah, second pick. Wow.
BC.
And I got our show all together. I got BC and Laura.
Yep.
So you guys can strategize during breaks.
Correct. During breaks, we're gonna, it's going to make it easy for us to set up BP times because we're going to
during breaks.
We're going to hit the cages a few times leading up to this game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, Travis?
Cappy sent out a text to our team. And he's like, I need you guys to go to the cages, and that's when I ghosted the group chat. I'm like, no.
Oh, really? You were out? Travis exits conversation?
Yeah, basically. It's not going to happen. I want to give you a little credit.
What does this say about me, Travis, by the way? I'm not even in the group text.
You were not even considered in that group text.
I'm not in this thing at all.
Yeah, maybe it was the draft picks.
Only talent.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. You get credit, Mace.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because
that's a nicer way to say that.
You picked Brian Cohen because last year, BC, was it your first year last year, Brian?
Second year. First time played the field.
Okay. First time playing the field.
Right, last year.
He can play.
I don't know if it was the first play of the game, the second play of the game. It was early in the game. There was a ball hit very hard at Brian at third base.
Yep.
That he handled like prime Adrian Beltre.
I think it was first play of the game, actually.
Yeah, it might have been. And I'm like, Brian's good. Like, it wasn't that you caught one lucky or whatever. You moved your feet, you set your feet, you made a good throw. I'm like, if it's not Kirk, it's Brian, and you got them both.
See, you know what I thought? I thought that because I said I wanted Brian on my team, that Cappy was going to draft Brian. Everybody else felt like he was going to draft DeMarco. Nobody saw his first pick coming, but it opened the board to some – I got the players. Right? I got the players in this game.
Of the 5 best players at the station, the only one in the top 5 that's on my team is Mario.
Yeah. The book on Mario is he's really tough.
Mario
he was
is good.
The number 1 overall pick.
Mario's good.
He's a great shortstop. Very slick fielding shortstop.
Well, Mario's taken the best care of himself of everybody that works at this station for years.
Yeah.
He's healthy.
Yes, he's healthy.
And Brian Kamenetsky, he can play. And you got him in the 5th round. DeMarco in the 6th round. The only guy on your team, sorry, Funch, is Funch that I'm not worried about. Everyone else could cause problems.
Do not take shots at Funch because he may be our starting pitcher.
That's probably a good place for him.
He pitched some last year, and did fine. I think because we don't have Ramona, we don't have a clear-cut starter.
Well, you know
so
what?
I think Funch may be it.
I think we've learned too over the years with this game. Pitching's overrated.
It's so unimportant.
It is
in this game.
overrated. Like again, everyone used to covet Ron Mitchell because he was apparently like the Oral Hershiser of softball, and
okay,
it doesn't matter.
I want to do something I don't normally do. I want to be fair to Ron Mitchell. So, so the thing about Ron is, in a world where there is no arc height requirement. Ron Mitchell can throw the ball way up in the air and have it come down in the strike zone. Instead, we have sort of a low arc, which makes pitching sort of, I mean, you might as well pitch off a tee, right? You might as well hit off a tee.
The thing that is most important is if the ball is hitting the air to the outfield, is it an out? And if you've got that covered, you're probably going to win, and you guys got that covered. I'm not sure that we do.
I think the most important thing that night will be just to have fun. We're just going to screw around, have fun. It'll be a great night like it's always been. This year, it's my turn to win. Last year, I got clocked, but we do it every year. And it is, if you've not been to All-Star Friday night, it's on July the 11th. Very close to us. We're at Islands in West Covina. It's the West Covina Sportsplex, so right up the road here. So make plans to be there. All kinds of stuff going on. We promise it will be a good time and completely worth coming out to party.
You might see this.
Does Travis go deep? Travis goes deep!
That could happen all over again.
It could. We could hear it again.
Probably won't.
Oh, Pepe Mantilla has walked. Oh, look, everybody's waving to Pepe.
I'm going to let you guys